Smooth Operative, and you are watching Time Capsule. It is the show where we travel back in time to your favorite years in gaming and showcase awesome speedruns of games released in the same year. Tonight, we are zoning in on games from the year 2002 with speedruns of Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus, and later we will clean up the plaza with Super Mario Sunshine. But for now, I think we should get into some Sly Cooper. So here to show off the 100% category, please welcome our first runner, Stevens.
Hi, my name is Stevens. I've been in the Sly community for over 3 years now. Been running 100% for the last few months. Just like Sly Cooper, I also was born in 2002. So
let's go. Stevens may not admit it, but Stevens is Sly.
I've been playing Sly my entire life. I started when I was 3 years old, and I still play it to this day. So I'm very happy to showcase this category with my lovely commentator, Alice.
Hi, I'm Alice. I'll be helping commentate for the run. I've also been running this game for forever, and I'm very happy to be here to help show it off and give Sly the love it deserves.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here with us, Alice. Stevens, whenever you are feeling comfortable and confident, we are ready to roll.
Yeah, we are starting on a pre-made file just to skip a couple cutscenes. It saves about 7 minutes in the any percent run, should save the same amount of time at 100%, but we'll be ready to go in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
It starts off a little fast with a trick called Paris Proxy. Let's see if I can get it.
See if it'll be kind to you.
There we go.
Perfect. Yeah. Proxies are very silly and a recurring piece of tech in this game. Basically, when Sly gets stuck in between terrain he's not supposed to be, the game tries to force you out of it as a little dev check to make sure you don't get soft locked. But we can control the momentum that it throws us out of stuck spots with and abuse it in quite a few ways you'll see through the game.
Yeah, that one, typically you will reset like up to 10 times just to get it first try. It saves about 8 to 10 seconds if you do it perfectly. So with this being 100%, it is a kind of like a collectathon. We have to get all the keys in all the worlds, as well as all the vaults. In order to get the vaults, we have to grab all these clue bottles. And then we also have to complete all the MTSs, which is the Master Thief Sprints. In order to unlock those, you have to get the key and the vault. So we will be doing quite a bit throughout the entirety of this run.
Yeah, it's interesting. The game won't even let you interact with the vaults because the vaults have the same number to open them every single time, but they won't even let you interact with the vaults if you don't get the bottles, so we do have to grab all the bottles.
Yeah, luckily there is really good routing to get around all the levels, get all the bottles. That is one of the really cool things about 100% and all vaults is the bottle routing. Because, I mean, in some levels we go to the end, grab bottles, and then we come back and then get more and get the vault. It's just a lot. Gosh, how long has the speedrun? I don't even know how long people have been speedrunning 100% for Sly, but over the years it's just been routed really well.
And you mentioned that you made some changes to the route yourself, isn't that right, Stevens?
Yeah.
I changed a lot of the level order. Here, hold on, give me 1 second. This is a hard bottle to
Very
grab.
clean valve.
Nice.
Second try. You just grabbed one from underneath. We'll grab 2 of those bottles from underneath. A lot of the bottle routing I didn't change. Most of it has stayed the same with a few exceptions. A lot of the rerouting was just changing level order and adding in new strats. With all the changes I made to the route, it was about 3 minutes of time saved compared to the old route, which
wow.
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
insane for a
Stevens is being
speedrun.
modest. Yeah, he did a major overhaul. It really helped the route.
The only things that stayed the same was World 1 and World 3. Everything else completely changed.
Interesting little thing you'll see there is we actually go into the World 1 hub world first before getting this, so that we can go ahead and just immediately go back into the hub world after grabbing the vault, and that will skip the vault cutscene and put us into the center of the hub world here.
And then immediately into the next level with some movement that was definitely intended.
Absolutely.
Another thing I actually did with the route is I did a proper coin route. So not only am I collecting all the bottles and the keys and everything, I'm also watching my coin count very meticulously.
Yeah. Literally made a little spreadsheet to help plan it out on each level, how many coins he should have on each one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Lots to remember.
For the most part, it's really organic. Like, I don't have to think about it. I have a few levels where I check in on my coin count just so I can manipulate it as much as I need. Typically with the levels that you can get a lot of coins in, you could also not get a lot of coins in. So using those levels, I will fix my coin count as needed. And actually running Sly 100% coinless has actually helped a lot with that.
The best category?
Gosh, I bet.
It is a very different category than 100%. Oh, the classic
low bat
battery.
Something that I really love about 100% is you can see there's a lot of precision that goes into it, but you're almost kind of doing it as the devs intended to get the original bottle routes, and then the game, as the category goes on, just becomes progressively more broken as the run goes. It's great.
Another really cool thing is with these vaults, there is typically an animated cutscene that plays after them that just loses time. So I'm loading before putting in the last digit. That way I can cancel that and just completely skip it. One thing we didn't even mention is with all the vaults we unlock, we get new abilities. So with the first one, I got Dive, which I used a couple times in Fire Down Below. But now I have Roll, which is the best ability in the game. Best ability in the game. We can do cool strats like this, where we can skip these turrets just by rolling fast enough. You can abuse the guards' detection range, so they just run at you rather than hitting you. As well as there's just a ton of really cool strats where you can bounce off of geometry and just go flying.
Yeah. The vault order is actually really interesting. It does not matter which vault you open in which level. The first vault will always be Dive, no matter what level you open it in. The second one will always be Roll, etc., etc. So you can open them in World 4, and they'll still be the initial vaults that you get.
Yeah, I've never seen a progression like that, but they just want you to unlock them all in a certain order. The only exception is that the third vault you get in every world is just the blueprints to that world, which gives you information about where bottles are. It'll give you information like coins and breakables.
Yeah.
Not really useful in a speedrun sense, but really cool.
Yeah. When we've already played this game hundreds of times and know where all those things are already.
It's like hard to find a useful place for that.
Yeah.
You'll also notice we skipped 2 levels already in the main hub world. One of the big reasons for that is that roll saves a ton of time in both Into the Machine and High Class Heist. So what we're actually going to do is go and just progress normally as if we've already gotten those levels and then go back for them, because doing them with roll is so much faster.
Yeah, especially Into the Machine. That is probably the coolest level for roll strats in the game.
Yeah.
And I managed to get all of them in my practice earlier, so hopefully I can show them off.
Nice. Yeah, I'm hoping we can show off the Mega Bonk on ITM.
Yeah. That's where you can really see roll shine.
Also, where you can see roll shine is how silly Sly looks while rolling. It's great.
Especially like when he goes sideways.
Yep. Yeah, the page for roll that we skipped from the vault talks about how one of his ancestors was running from the cops one day and saw a hill and was like, you know what would be way faster than running down this hill? Rolling down it. That's great.
I love that there's a backstory for that. Amazing.
Yeah, unfortunately we skip all that. Well, actually,
Of course.
we actually listened to a couple of them throughout the run, just because it's faster to watch the vault rather than reload the level.
Yeah.
So
Now, this is an interesting piece of tech right here. That is super jumping. This is the first of many super jumps you will see that allows us to get into Rolly Cannon earlier than we're supposed to, because we don't have all the keys yet. Basically, the way super jumping works is if you swing your cane and jump, it prevents the game from updating Sly's last known safe grounded position. So Steven set his last known safe grounded position behind the cannon, did a super jump that prevented the game from recognizing that he was still on ground, all the way into that little barrel, and then got stuck in the barrel, and the game zipped him back to behind the cannon. But Sly's hitbox was still active during that entire process, so the game saw Sly was in the cannon and went, oh, it's Rolly time, and just shot him up.
Wow.
yeah, I keep just like not even thinking about like the any percent tech. I'm just like,
Yeah, it's just so casual at this point. You've done it so many times.
yeah. The boss fights are somehow the easiest parts of the entire game. Here we just barely move backwards. There's one small optimization where we hit him as he's flying up. It skips a drown animation. But
Yeah, he'll do a little doggy paddle normally if you hit him into the water. It only costs like 2-ish seconds each time if you miss it, but, you know, optimization.
Of course.
yeah, he just jumps a set number of times. You wait till he goes to your platform, and you hit him. On the final phase, I actually do a damage abuse. He does a little dance. Well, he hits his tongue. If he hits you.
He made it work.
So by doing that damage abuse before he jumps down, it's a little faster than doing the whole phase. Okay, now Into the Machine. This is the cool level to showcase all the roll strats.
Yeah. Normally this level is honestly kind of boring because there's no actual major skips. Like say for instance in All Keys where we don't have roll. But that being said, we have to play this level fast casual, and roll makes it way faster because there's no skips. We can just roll as much as possible.
Yeah. Especially since there's a lot of like height differential. Like there's a lot of big drops that we do in this level. Like right here after we get all these bottles will be the first really cool roll strat if I can get it. Let's see. I missed it. You're supposed to
Oh, close.
You're supposed to bonk off of that little platform there, and it'll send you flying towards the end of that room.
And then using roll to skip some of the fan cycles.
Yeah. The fan cycles are probably the scariest part about this level, but after you get some practice in, it's not too bad.
Oh, those jumps look super weird because what Stevens is doing is called cane jumping. And basically, Sly's whole body doesn't need to be gripped onto poles in order for the game to consider Sly as on the pole. The second the cane grabs onto it, then you can jump off of again. So you can get quite a bit of extra distance off of your jumps on if you jump like way earlier than Sly actually grabbing onto the pole. It's really interesting. That's one smaller application of it that you'll see to kind of jump over those fan cycles, but it'll be used for a couple really big abuses later.
There you go. Got the last few roll strats, just didn't get the big one.
Nice.
And here is actually the first vault we'll listen to. I think this is one of 3. So we'll listen about some upgraded dive tech.
Ooh, okay.
Chris Cooper's dive collection technique. This move is an extension of the dive move you already know. Just jump and hit the triangle button near breakable objects for some fast braking, fast collecting action.
That's better.
That fast
Here we go.
collecting action.
Uh-huh.
However, we're just not going to use that.
Oh, that's good.
Basically, we used 3 abilities throughout this run. Dive is the first one. You use it for 1 level. Then you use roll for quite a few levels. I wish it was more.
Yeah.
And then we'll get to the other ability here in a second.
Oh, the other ability.
Yeah, the worst ability in the game. The wrong way.
I actually really like High Class Heist. It might be my favorite level in World 1.
It's really nice. This is one of the levels that I like check my coin count. At the end of this level, I want to have 96 coins. I actually have a bit too many right now, so I'm gonna avoid these ones through here. Try to.
So can maybe one of you explain why having more would impact you negatively in the run?
Yeah, so basically, Stevens is looking to have a specific number of coins going into it in order to get charms. And there are some places you load a lot in this run. So if you load, say for instance, after you get a charm, then it will take the charm away from you because it loads the instance of Sly before you actually got the charm. So Stevens is trying to set himself up to get right up to a charm, but not go over the amount because he could accidentally load the charm off of himself during like one of the key loads or vault loads or those kinds of things.
Okay,
Another
gotcha.
thing is when you do the Master Thief sprints that we'll get to later on in the run, if you have a charm when you start that, it takes it away from you.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
annoying.
So the coin routing
Yeah.
has everything to do with the charm routing.
Yep. Master Thief sprints are supposed to do the level as fast as possible without taking a single point of damage, except you can still actually get a coin charm during the Master Thief sprint. So you can still get a charm and take a point of damage. You just have to have gotten it during the actual sprint.
Oop. All right. And that is the first half of World 1 done. We will do a revisit later. We still have 1 level we need to collect the key in, and then we have to complete all the Master Thief sprints. So we will come back for the... Oh, no, we have 2 levels we need to get a key in.
So where are we at right now?
Right now we're in World 2. This is Mugshots World. We are in Utah.
Oh, boy. Boy, howdy.
He is a gambling dog. Well,
Yep.
Of course. That's funny.
go.
That right there is what we needed the charm for. Bentley will try to explain to us how the floor detection sensors work right there. That is a long cutscene. We don't want to listen to it. So basically, if you get Sly to slide off of where the cutscene started.
I grounded. No, I didn't. Okay.
Nope, you're good, you're good. If you get him to slide off there while Bentley is talking, the game will consider as you have already watched the cutscene, but you take damage, which kicks you out of the cutscene. So the charm is to prevent Sly from dying, so we don't have to do the whole level again. We can just take the damage and move on.
Oh, okay, right on.
Yeah, so we get 96 coins before we get to this level, and then there's a little pole we climb up that gives you 4 coins. So, like, it's pretty tight, but if you don't have 96 coins there, you have a few more coins of leniency, but it's a pretty easy check to make. And then immediately after that, we went into a super jump chain, which saves like 30 seconds instead of doing the jumps and then circling around. We set our grounded up top, jump down below, and grab all the bottles, and then we hit a stuck spot that sends us back to above, saving all that time.
Mm-hmm. We're going to do the same thing we did in World 1 here, in that we're going to go into the hub world and then walk backwards for the vault so that we can once again skip the vault cutscene, and it will put us into the center of the World 2 hub. Just save some menuing.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'm just coming back to get my pie.
Oh, okay.
What kind of pie is it?
The best kind of pie.
Yeah. The logical kind.
Oh, I see. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Logically, the best pie.
The smarties will know in the chat, right?
Well, we'll see in just a second. Come back and get the vault. Very fitting. The vault code is 314. Take some higher mathematics to get that vault code, as Bentley was saying.
Very well done.
I love Bentley hyping himself up before telling you codes.
Yeah, and most of them we just put in before he even says a number.
Everything's memorized.
Some blood vessels burst in my brain figuring this one out.
As you can hear in the background, Mugshot is talking to his guards about a raccoon that has entered his facilities.
I also love that cutscene from like a lore point of view, because he's talking about setting up a casino, and he's like, maybe we shouldn't run everyone out of town when we're setting up a casino, because now we don't have anyone to gamble.
That's a good point. You gotta have patrons.
Something we completely just didn't even mention was the out of bounds movement it did there.
Oh, yeah.
I ran into that corner. I just got proxied there. I'm not sure what happened. I ran into that corner. I did a little setup and I jumped into it and then proxied myself to the top of the level and then skipped like, how many levels are there? There's 4?
There is, you skipped 3. Yeah, you skipped Murray, Race, and Boneyard.
Yeah, skip those. We'll come back for all of them later. This is the... after I get this vault, I'll kind of explain to you why the routing is done this way. Maybe.
One of the really important things is we actually need to have invis for one of the really fun strats, and invis is only gotten by beating Ruby. So we are going to do one of the really fun strats later that involves invis, but we have to come back for it because we don't have invis yet. And that will be in Boneyard.
Yeah, here is the second vault that will actually listen to the lore. No one likes BF Cooper.
No.
Sad.
Yeah.
His ability is fast.
Yeah. Hey, chat, have you ever wondered what it would be like to play the entire game sped up by 10%?
Yeah,
Definitely.
Because that's what you get to watch for the rest of the run.
Excellent.
Let me do this movement right here. This is Mugshot super jump. We are gonna clip into the boss fight. Oops. It's a little safely. So right there, we just clipped into the boss fight. And then we're gonna reset again because it's faster than watching the cutscenes.
Yep.
So Sly just listens to this message and is like a complete expert now at speed.
Yeah,
They gave Sly some coffee.
Okay.
Yeah,
Inspired.
he reads the page.
Got it. Nice.
The reason why we all hate fast is not only is the game sped up by 10%, but like sometimes your cane will just swing through things, you'll fall off edges.
Yep.
But
Wow.
Because
too
the
bad.
frame rate of the game is still the exact same, but the game has been manually sped up by 10%. There's less frames to interact with things now while you're holding down fast. So you can miss things, you can randomly clip through the floor. It's brutal.
It's like hard mode unlocked.
yeah,
And Stevens also will be holding down the triangle button for the entire run, so he's playing with claw. All of this movement is done not only fast, but minus a finger because he's holding down one.
yeah, I could get
my
over
gosh.
the missing frames, but I'm holding my controller like this for the rest of the game.
The entire time.
If you have the GDQ crab emoji, I think that's appropriate here.
And we're only
You're also
25 minutes into the run. We have an hour and 20 minutes to go.
Yep.
Godspeed, Stevens.
Very clean chandelier. That chandelier that Mugshot is standing on, Sly can also stand on. It's a pretty precise jump, but it's way faster than going across and hitting each of the mirrors the intended way. So you just jump to the chandelier and hit all of them there.
Yeah.
As one does.
Also, you cannot tape down the triangle button for people asking. You do have to hold it the entire time.
Well, there's some sections that you don't want fast. So there'll be like, I'll let go of it briefly just to do like certain jumps or tricks.
Yeah.
So it's like a toggle, kind of.
I
Well,
wish it was a
I guess-
toggle.
I wish it was. I guess.
wish.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
mean like, okay, I understand.
So like, oh,
Yeah.
so here I let go of it just
good
so I
save.
can make this jump. And then I immediately go back to holding it. I don't know how I didn't fall in the water there. Get that bottle, and I'm just gonna run around this guy. Takes too much time to defeat.
Yeah. This little jump here on the tree saves a pretty long cutscene explaining that you have to break all of these candles to unlock the key.
Yeah, there's a lot of little weird movement like that where it's like you have a straight path to go. Why aren't you going there? If you see that, I'm probably either skipping a cutscene or I'm going to get a bottle.
Yep.
So I did want to explain the reasoning for my routing.
Okay.
So, like, when I was thinking about 100%, I was thinking about, like, what do you need to do? How to get the abilities the fastest so you can use them as much as you possibly can. So the first thing you do is obviously you want to get dive for an ASA, but dive isn't even really that important. It's roll that you want to get as fast as possible. So we do the optimal levels to get roll as quickly as possible while still being able to utilize it in all the good areas. After you get roll, your next objective is to get fast. So we skip everything that doesn't help us get fast.
Yep.
And then as soon as we get fast, the next objective is to get invis. Missed that jump.
Wait, can you avoid that cutscene?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Ooh, Alice learning something new. Let's go.
One thing to know is like if there's even those dialogue cutscenes like that, you cannot use speed up or slow down abilities.
Yeah.
So we try to avoid all of those. That way we can use fast as much as possible.
Very clean. That little jump over the bones in the water, the rib cage there, actually skips the gimmick of this level. They're supposed to have a giant snake called the Beast, because, you know, this is the lair of the Beast, chasing you through all of this section. But we actually don't want that because it costs time with like a cutscene and everything like that. So we're just gonna skip triggering the Beast entirely.
That's wild. So you could, in theory, take your time and you would not feel the pressure of the Beast?
Yeah.
You could, if you were not speedrunning this game, you could take your time.
Interesting.
This bottle.
Never had that much problem with that bottle before.
It happens.
Alice, should I go for fish skip?
Yes. I would go for it. I would go for it once, like for a minute.
I got it in my practice run.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we're gonna show off a little bonus piece of tech for y'all that is kind of brutal, but Stevens is gonna hit it regardless. Also, this is going to be our very first Master Thief sprint. Each Master Thief sprint actually counts for 1/2 of a percentage of completion, so they are required. And we are going to have to do these little time trials. Very clean. Good snake jump. We're going to have to do these little time trials for every platforming level. We will be going back for those for World 1 and 2. And from now on, we will be doing them because we have fast. And now we're going into fish.
And
you got this.
Invis doesn't save any time in World 3, so...
Yep.
Okay.
You got this. Chat, spam your fish emotes to help Stevens out here.
We need more fishes.
This skip, this minigame, normally you're supposed to catch 25 fish and light all of the torches. It is possible to get Sly to clip through the gate here. It is very, very precise and requires just a little bit of luck. So even if Stevens is doing this perfectly, the game sometimes will just not allow him to because it does require just a tiny bit of luck. But that's okay because Stevens has this. He is going to try to clip the nose of the boat into the little piece of terrain on the right there, and then clip backwards, so the game tries to accidentally put him in the terrain and then pop him out on the other side.
A lot of really close attempts.
Yep.
Let's go.
There we go.
Nice.
Good job.
Oh, no. I missed the menu.
That's fine. You got to show off fish skip the chat.
Yeah, very cool.
I didn't actually save any time with it, unfortunately. However, I didn't lose too much time for going for it. That trick can save like 40 seconds if you do it first try.
Yeah.
It's a cool skip. I like it.
But it really sucks to do.
It really does.
It's like the bane of every Sly speedrunner's existence, huh?
It is actually, in fact, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. The situation is grave.
Yeah.
Speaking of grave, this is Grave Undertaking.
Oh, did not plan that, but I'll pretend I did.
Very, very good segue.
You'll see that little ghost spawning thing. I didn't break it on purpose because that actually triggers another dialogue. Okay, and then we're not actually going to go that way. We're just going to go
this is piece number 2 of tech I didn't know about 100%. So
what, the dialogue?
Yeah, the cutscene that spawns. I thought that dialogue happened no matter what, so I always break it.
Nope. If you avoid it. Here we're actually going to do a death abuse, which is why I lost that charm. So when we were up above on the out of bounds area, we actually triggered that checkpoint, which lets us skip a ton of unnecessary movement.
Yeah, there's a big gauntlet down in the bottom of that room that you're supposed to like climb up the whole thing, but if you just fall down into the room and then die, it teleports you back up.
As long as you come from above. No.
Oh,
I thought I was under him.
unlucky cycle.
I should have swung. That's not too big of a time loss, though.
Yeah, it's not bad. This is one of the longer levels in terms of bottle routes. It's just a very big level. And Stevens does not die there because one of the abilities that we just got is actually water protection. So Sly can now survive falling in water and then just get popped back up. And we will be abusing that for quite a few Master Thief sprints as well in the future.
Awesome. I'm kind of curious about something with the movement itself. It is, how do I word this? It kind of predetermined where Sly jumps, or is it just like a full, like 360, you can land absolutely anywhere kind of deal with some of these skinnier platforms?
It's not fully predetermined, but kind of. There's like a series of like latch spots that Sly can land on whenever you jump and press the circle button over like a circlable terrain. But you can kind of, once you're more familiar with the game's movement, you can kind of get the latch spot that you want pretty consistently.
I see.
Here we're doing some more out of bounds movement. Just skipped right to the end of the level where the vault is.
Yep, very clean.
I lost a couple too many lives. I should be fine though. And then here we'll do another Master Thief sprint, which just took away my gold charm that I wish I could keep for the next level.
Tragic. Ooh. Yeah, this is the first major instance of the Master Thief sprints taking away the charm.
Having a charm for this next level would be really nice.
Yeah.
We're going into a mini game called Chickens.
Oh.
Basically,
chickens.
there is a ghost in the room. The ghost
Looks around nervously.
wants some gumbo,
That sounds
but
delicious.
he cannot interact with the chickens.
Oh, wow.
So we need to collect 50 chickens for him, which is a lot
So
of
these
chicken
are-
for a gumbo.
They're dinner chickens.
This is all real, by the way. This is all in lore.
Wow.
This ghost wants to create a 50 chicken pot of gumbo, but he requires you to get the chickens for him.
There's not enough cauldrons here.
And then
that.
these roosters are protecting the chickens with their lives. They're like running at you with bombs.
Oh my gosh.
That way you won't get their chickens.
Also, the silliness of this level aside, I want it known that doing this level while holding down fast the entire time, only a few runners can do this in the entire community. This is wild.
Let's go, Stevens.
This is probably the biggest case of like your cane swings through things and then hits things you don't want it to hit.
Oh my gosh. So
Yeah.
if you hit things other than like the roosters, it's just a bad idea.
If I hit the roosters, they immediately one-shot you. So then
my
I have
God.
to
Okay.
restart.
You want to avoid that at all
Yeah.
costs. I got
That's what the
You gotta
charms
swing
would
for
be
the
nice
chickens,
for.
but if you accidentally hit one of the roosters while you're swinging for the chickens, then you have to restart.
Oof. Okay.
And it's ideally the roosters would never die, but they run into each other and respawn. Them respawning is the scariest part because they can come out of any of the like 12 entrances.
Oh
And they can
no.
just
Yeah.
spawn in front of you as you're hitting a chicken. And
I swear the game tries to spawn them directly in front of you. I don't have proof, but it feels like it does.
Is it like a heavy reset point, or
no, it's
For
I guess like
100%, if you're going for it with fast, it kind of can be. But
see.
like, for instance, I don't use fast during it because it causes me to die too often. So
interesting.
I
Wow.
have a lot of coins.
A tricky one.
Oh yeah, because I died twice. That's the other bad thing about dying with my route is you'll get too many coins. This is
yeah,
probably the most important coin check in the entire run. I need to have roughly 85 coins at the end of this level.
Yeah.
So you typically want to come in with like 40 or 50. And I started with 60. So
Okay.
I should be fine though.
This is a fun little trick called Fast Ghastly, also known as Fastly. Basically, the shots here have a little bit of AoE explosion whenever they hit something, and with the precise angle, the reason that Stevens went back there is he's trying to manipulate the AoE of those shots to break the pillars without having to break the defenses in front of them.
And we managed to get through it. It's a really easy point to get hit, and then you have to go back half the level at that point.
Yep.
Oh my god, the green one.
Alright, this level's a little tight.
Body parts.
Clean.
Not quite.
Oh. That bone jump is one of the bigger instances. If you remember me talking about cane jumps back in World 1, this is Stevens trying to manipulate it to get much more distance than the game intended, jumping off of this bone here. And yes, the canon name of this trick in the speedrun community is bone jump. It's great. Oof.
Let's save here.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one of the most difficult bottle routes.
Yeah. It's really interesting, though.
This is one of the few levels that I actually redid the bottle route. So the way it's supposed to work...
You want to explain it?
Is you get a few bottles on the way to the key, and then you reload the game after you get the key, because the key is supposed to give you an autosave.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go back and get the rest of the bottles and the vault by going up, around, and then doing a little super jump here. Which,
Also, major thing, if y'all noticed Sly just taking a little bit of a dive there, that's called scuba. There is a good chunk of water there that's not actually coated with a hitbox for Sly, because the devs didn't think we would get there, and that water interacts with something that you're supposed to be able to like drop down and have Sly walk on later. So the devs were like, no, there's no way people will be able to get there. So we found a way to get there.
Of course you did. Little did they know. My speedrunners would get their hands on this game.
Okay, now we're going to do something called candle jump,
Ooh.
where we take damage and then we can jump off of it due to iframes.
Nice. Normally you're supposed to break all of those candles in order to open the path, but if you just iframe abuse...
Yeah, the interesting
Nicely
thing with the console I'm playing on, you can't actually see the iframes because it's software emulated, and they did
Which
not,
is wild.
and they just didn't add that portion to the game. There's
That is one of the rare instances where the type of PS3 you have actually affects the game. It's not just the fact that it is a backwards compatible PS3, it is this specific model of backwards compatible PS3.
Right. There's like at least 2 or 3 models of the PS3, no?
I think there's 3 that are backwards compatible.
Okay.
I believe 5, A through E.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, well, the more you know. Thank you.
Which A and E are NTSC, and then B and C are PAL.
Right,
that makes
version.
sense.
That
D-
does make sense.
D, I don't know anything about.
Okay. I wouldn't be
mysterious.
surprised if it was like NTSCJ, maybe?
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe Japanese.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Also, Stevens once again showing flawlessly off scuba skip. Oh!
That I soft locked. I thought Sly was just gonna run forever and never actually put the keys in.
Yeah!
Have you been soft locked there before?
No.
Oh, whoa, okay. That is spooky.
I fell off the platform that you're supposed to be on, and I didn't know what was going to happen.
Surprise.
Chat, who's ready for DDR?
Oh my god,
It's Dance
yes,
Dance Revolution time.
I love DDR. Let's go.
So this Ruby boss fight is a rhythm minigame. It's gonna be great, but it's going to start with an out of bounds. The out of bounds is actually to prevent Ruby's very long cutscene explaining how the rhythm minigame is going to work. Once again, we've played this rhythm minigame hundreds of times, and we don't need to know how it works. So we are going to do a little out of bounds. We are going to actually hit the water on the opposite side of Ruby at the end of this platforming here. And then hitting the water in this instance is considered a checkpoint, because the game thinks, oh, if you already hit the water on that opposite side, you must be on phase 2. And then it will spawn us in phase 2.
The only tricky thing is that we have water immunity. So we actually have to get hit by Ruby as well. So time it properly and you just get hit straight into the water.
Ooh.
But now we're just going to do an auto-scroller where we spam buttons.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not. You have perfect rhythm. It's not spamming buttons. Don't tell chat the secret.
This is very, very serious, okay?
Yeah.
It's the really nice thing is that
you're
you don't actually
dodging
have to time
them.
anything.
Okay, you don't, I see.
You're
there is
supposed to.
no punishment for pressing too many buttons, so you just spam them until Sly gets the correct one.
Oh my gosh. Do you get to relax your hand a little bit here from the claw grip?
Yes, that is the really nice thing.
Oh, okay, good. Nice.
In this entire level, you're not able to use speed up or slow down abilities. So you just play the level normally. It's really nice.
Nice. Yep. Small little respite.
Also, something else Stevens is going to show off here in a second that I want y'all to look for is there's supposed to be another phase of Ruby after this one, but the devs actually miscoded her hitbox, and her hitbox is spammable at the end of this phase in particular. So what Stevens is going to do is going to exit the level and spam square, and it will just finish off Ruby during this phase rather than having to go through the last one.
Yeah, it's a huge time save.
Yep.
And what are these little characters? They're chickens or dogs?
They're chickens.
Chickens,
These
okay.
ones up here are the roosters.
Oh, they're back.
Lower down in this level, there's some backflipping chickens, which I absolutely adore.
All right, and here is exactly what I was talking about. You're supposed to be another phase, but there we go. And the auto trigger or the autosave trigger pops up in the bottom left. That's how you know that Ruby was actually defeated.
Whoa, nice.
Yeah, and now we are starting a little bit of backtracking. Really, it's just going back to get the vault and the MTS for the first level.
All right. Well, hey, while Stevens is backtracking, why don't I talk about some events that all of you have to look forward to? GDQ's next all-women and femme speedrunning event, that is Flame Fatales, returns this weekend, starting Sunday, August 18th through the 25th. You can use the command !FF in our Twitch chat to check out the schedule and let us know which games you are excited to see. I, for one, am excited to see Alice run Sly Cooper any percent on Monday. Alice, how are you feeling about your upcoming FF run?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm excited to get to show off this game again. And any percent is also incredibly broken, so that's going to be fun to watch.
I'm wondering, how are you feeling like watching this run? Is it kind of mentally preparing you for the any percent in some way?
It kind of just makes me want to go back to 100%, actually.
Oh, let's go. Oh my gosh. Plans for the future, perhaps.
Yeah?
Very cool.
This trick that Stevens is doing right now is really silly. This is Van Proxy. It is a very precise little string of inputs that actually gets you stuck in the van in a precise way where it just shoots you out onto the edge and you can just run along to the end. It's great.
That was a nice skip.
Yeah, it's actually when you do it from entering the level, it's actually fairly easy. There's a D-pad setup for the entire level to like get the launch.
Yeah.
Okay, right on.
As long as you do the movements and wait for it, it'll work perfectly every time. Wait for the camera. I'm going to try to do a cool little proxy here that is difficult to get first try. But we're gonna try and see if we can get this. Don't get it here shortly, I'll just move on. Alright.
Ooh. Unlucky.
Yeah, we're just gonna move on.
Okay. You wanna go?
It doesn't actually save too much time. Oh my gosh. Okay, you go ahead, Alice.
Okay. It doesn't save too much time. It kind of pops you up and over this little hill. We will have to go around that hill to grab a bottle. And we are going to go grab that bottle and then come back and jump over the hill a different way in order to skip the cutscene. So yeah, that proxy doesn't save too much time, but it is a nice little swag strat to look at. It's also only used in this one category, and there's not a very particular setup for it, so...
There is a setup for doing it with the walking invis, but there's not a setup for doing it with the normal invis where you just go stationary.
Yeah.
Oh, weird. Now, when you do go in Viz, can you still see, like, Sly's shadow and stuff?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, right on.
Yeah, it does that thing where Sly is just slightly transparent so you can see where he is.
Okay, that makes sense.
As long as you're not detected by guards. If a guard can see you, it doesn't do anything but make you crouch.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The big thing that's important for it in a speedrun sense is it actually shrinks your hitbox. So you can use a shrunken hitbox to get in some weird spaces and then let go of it, and that will get you to do some weird proxies.
Okay, my coin count is looking really good here.
Good. Stevens is going to do this little super jump in order to clip through the door. We do, because this is 100%, still have to come back for those bottles and the key. But that being said, the key collection animation and the door unlocking animation take more time than they're worth. So Stevens is still just going to clip into the door so he doesn't have to watch those and then go and grab the key. Invis proxy it is. It is in fact an Invis proxy.
This is scary. I messed up the cycle.
No, you got this. Good save.
Yeah, we're fine.
Adaptive strats, let's go.
Yeah, so instead of watching those cutscenes, I'm just gonna grab the key and then immediately exit the level.
Yep.
And now we have a level where we are...
Oh, we have a level.
We are protecting Murray.
Oh, no.
I don't actually remember the lore to why Murray's here. Do you remember
I don't either.
Is Murray
actually
a dino or...
He's a hippo.
Oh, a hippo. Okay. Oh, what a cutie.
There's usually... there's lore behind why Murray is at all of these places. Gosh, usually it's to get food.
Yeah, almost always.
I don't actually remember why Murray is here.
So we don't remember, like, the food item?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, what do you think, chat?
Yeah.
What is Murray here to consume?
We know from previous ones, the other ones are snow cones and hot dogs.
He does not get a snow cone here, though.
That's okay.
I can confirm that.
Yeah. So for now, Stevens is just going to go ahead and escort Murray along, defeat all the guards in the way, and Murray is going to run all the way up there to grab the key. Why Murray is doing it rather than Sly, I'm not 100% sure, because Sly could do it a lot faster and stealthier, but, you know, here we are.
Yeah, sometimes that's just the way it goes.
So now he's at the point where he's home free. He's just going to go grab the key. But then he gets ambushed by a ton of guards. And by a ton, I mean one at a time in these random spots the guards can spawn. There's 6 random spots.
The guards spawning on the roof actually lose about a second-ish each to them spawning in one of the bottom 4 slots, so you want to hope for them to spawn in the bottom as much as possible.
We did it!
Ooh, clean.
Predicted the last guard. It's all completely
Dang.
random. You never know where they're going to spawn.
Very swag.
All right. One more. So the coin routing, I needed to wait to get a charm until this level. Because right after we finish this level, we are gonna use that charm for a very important skip. If we did not have the charm, we would lose like 40 seconds. You might think I'm just standing here, which I am. But there is a cutscene dialogue trigger right there. And, oops. I don't actually know how, but someone found out that if you open the dialogue, the Banaki-com there, and hold fast for 4 to 5 seconds, you can just skip the dialogue.
So weird.
It was not far enough. So now I don't get to use fast.
Hold down the circle button to
Oh, good.
What a pain.
while invisible, nothing can see him. Not lasers, not searchlights, not guards.
Yeah, that jump across there is really precise. That railing that he jumps off of is only a few pixels wide, so...
Oh, whoa. Good job.
And then here I actually get displacement. So when I land on those spire points, I'm getting pushed off to the side. That is what we call displacement in the game. And we use it for this jump here. Jump there, and then I can get on
Very clean.
this roof, which I actually changed this level route the other day. So we're gonna go up here,
Nice.
Whoa, that's awesome.
and then we're gonna go grab all of these bottles. What I did there is called a boosted slope jump. So a boost jump, oh no. This is fine.
Okay. So a boost jump there is a weird little timing where you can out of a cane swing you can get a third jump, so you can actually technically triple jump in this game. The third jump is really small, but if you pause right before you do that jump, then you can use the pause to pause buffer that third jump and get it consistently. Also, jumping against a slope allows you to get a little extra height. It will transfer some of your forward momentum into upwards momentum. So there was another good example of a boost jump. That was a little phantom third jump right there.
That is not high
Whoa,
enough.
super launch.
Not quite high enough. Yeah, this is a really interesting new strat. It was found fairly recently. World 4 Skip was found quite a bit ago at this point, but this is a new version of World 4 Skip that was found very recently. And what we are doing here is Stevens is going to ground himself on the edge of this roof right here, jump off and out of bounds, and this out of bounds jump is going to get him enough distance from the original grounded spot that it's going to slingshot him into Panda King's lair.
And I got the pause.
Nice.
Whoa,
That
let's
pause
go.
is really interesting. That's a pretty precise timing, but what that allows him to do is reload the charm that he just used for Panda King while it's loading into Panda King. So the charm he just used is going to still be on Sly's back going into Panda King because of that pause.
Which is the entire reason that this doing World 4 skip now instead of later saves time. Actually, in the previous route, you didn't even do World 4 skip. You just collected all the keys and then did it the normal way.
Yep.
Which that movement I did takes the same amount of time. It's what I can do with this charm that saves time.
Good grip Panda. So this is a really interesting little piece of tech. Whenever you hit Panda King 10 times, he's supposed to bounce you backwards and you have to reclimb the slope up to him. It is possible to jump off of his belly and have him knock you up instead of bounce backwards, and then you can just keep hitting him. There we go. 2 Grim Pandas is not bad at all. That is a very precise piece of tech.
Yeah, I forgot how to count. So
yeah, remembering how to count to 10 is a little too hard, actually. We are actually going to go ahead and continue on to World 5. World 5 does not have any vaults or Master Thief sprints. This is the final world in the game, but what Stevens is going to do is progress a certain amount into World 5 and then double back for the rest of the completion for Worlds 1 and 2 and 4. Yeah, because World 3 is already done.
Yeah, this is where, after World 5, or really after these next 2 levels, is where the run gets really interesting, if you guys weren't already interested enough.
Yeah.
Going back and doing the MTS strats, and they are way different than the bottle routes. The bottle routing is really tame. You just run around the level, grabbing the bottles, collecting things. But now we're going to absolutely break the game.
Yeah, the MTS routes are great. I am a big fan of a very broken game, if you can't tell. So if y'all wanted to see this game broken to its maximum limit, that's what the MTSs are for.
Yeah. Fortunately, we have an auto-scroller and a mini-game we need to get through.
Sure, yeah. Well, I could do a few announcements if you don't mind then.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go for it.
Cool, yeah. Well, first of all, I do want to have a big shout out to everyone, one of our amazing supporters, your subs, Prime Gaming subs, your gift subs, and your bits cheered here on the GDQ Twitch channel do help support the GDQ Hotfix. So thank you all so much. And if you do enjoy watching this show, Time Capsule, or any of our other amazing Hotfix shows, please consider subscribing. You can learn more about everything Hotfix at gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. And if you do want to be a little bit more involved with our community, I encourage all of you to join our official Games Done Quick Discord. You can add yourself to the Hotfix role, keep tabs on upcoming events, talk with staff and showrunners, and lots of stuff. So if you're interested in that, use the command !Discord, and we'd love to have you in our server.
I do see one question in chat. Are MTS strats different from the any percent or all these strats? MTS strats are way different than any percent strats. There are some... it matches up with all keys a lot closer. But there's still a bunch of different strats.
Oh. If you'll see, Stevens knocked one of the slugs right at the start backwards. That wall back there doesn't have any collision. The way that this minigame makes you think that it works is there's just a bunch of infinitely spawning slugs, but what's actually happening is there's only 4 spawned in, and then whenever you hit one, it falls to the outside and then crawls back around and crawls back onto the platform. Stevens just knocked one so far out of the game that it quote-unquote despawned. It's not technically despawned, it's just falling into an infinite void of nothingness, unable to interact with the game anymore, but that's beside the point. Stevens despawns one of them, so there's only 3 slugs for him to contest for these computers with, and that helps a ton in if the slugs have less of them to try to grab computers, there's more for you to grab.
Yeah, it's really nice because after you reset the minigame, it's like perfectly lined up. Give me a good one. Okay, that works. That was a really good slug. So, okay.
Yeah, that's super clean.
That was like 7 seconds faster than what I normally have. So we'll take that. But this is where it gets really interesting. So this is why we needed that charm so badly, and it saves so much time. So I'm going to focus up a second just so I can get this.
Ooh, I love the strat. Yeah, I can explain the strat. So normally what you have to do is there is a hacking minigame, and just going into the hacking minigame actually counts for a percentage completion because it's considered an area discovered. What Stevens is going to do is actually try to enter that hacking minigame without getting the Bentley cutscene that is triggered when you enter that hacking minigame. And Stevens will actually have another chance of that later. He just got the standard skip, so he's just going to go ahead and continue on to the next level. Oh, you're actually going to go back and do it? Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a very long Bentley cutscene when you go into that level, and what Stevens is going to try to do is trigger that cutscene and then immediately get himself sent into the hacking minigame so that he doesn't have to watch the cutscene but still gets the percentage completion for triggering. Yeah. It is a very new strat, and it's a really fun strat, to be honest, so I'm happy that he's going to get to show it off for y'all.
I'm gonna do it.
Ooh, close. Yeah, you got this. You got this.
It's actually been known about for a really long time. The only thing is... Okay. The only thing is that there hasn't been a way to get a charm into World 5 until that pause. So...
Also, this movement is very precise. There are, once again, only a few runners that even dare go for that in runs, but Mad Lad Stevens is going to go ahead and go for it every single time here. Normally what you do is you do a little out of bounds to the left side, and this saves a good, 4 to 6 seconds over that normal little out of bounds, but it's incredibly precise, so, you know.
Oh my gosh, I need...
Close.
Alright, go for this one more time.
Okay.
I really... Yeah. I really love this strat, so I really want to show it off.
Yeah, you got this. You have the time.
You got this, Stevens. You can do it.
I just need to land on that platform a second time. Or a third time.
Woo! Good job. All right, so now he's going to do a little super jump that's going to trigger the cutscene and hit the completion trigger at basically the same time. Perfect.
Whoa,
so
let's go.
Now the game thinks that we watched the cutscene, and we get to go ahead and zip immediately into hacking.
Amazing.
Yep, and then we will just go here. There's supposed to be another cutscene there, but we're just gonna jump and load, and then it thinks you watched that cutscene.
Yep.
And now this is just an auto-scroller other than that. Just gotta kill these slugs, escort Sly up, because in that cutscene that we didn't watch, one of these robotic owls took Sly's cane.
Oh, no, he didn't.
So Sly is useless without his cane.
Wow.
So
we're getting it back.
We're playing as his lovely counterpart, Carmelita. If you want to give some lore on Carmelita, Alice.
Carmelita is the cop that has been chasing him through all of this. Carmelita keeps a file on Sly because he very consistently likes to steal things. And so Carm's job is to keep a file on Sly and try to track him down and capture him. They have a whole cat and mouse thing going on. They eventually end up together, but don't tell chat, that's a spoiler.
Oh, okay, I won't say anything.
And this is the first level in which it is literally called Temporary Truce. They form a temporary truce so Sly can get his cane and Sly can help Carmelita take down a much bigger threat.
And now we're to the cleanup section of the run. This is where it gets intense. So, not only am I still doing coin count stuff, I'm doing really difficult strats.
Yep.
Especially this one.
I love the strat.
Saves a lot of time, but I really just want to make sure I get it. It's the important thing.
Yeah. This is literally a one frame. So this is a very precise little roll bonk off of here. What Stevens is going to do is jump and roll on not the exact same frame, but back-to-back frames, and it is going to cause this massive launch. This is going to send him to the end of the level. It's wild, but also, once again, incredibly precise.
There we go.
Perfect!
Oh,
So that is a one-frame strat.
Let's go, Stevens. That is so cool. All right, everybody, welcome back to the GDQ Hotfix. You are watching Time Capsule, and we are back here with Stevens and Alice. So, Stevens, if you want to continue with the run, we can be ready for the countdown.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1, go. I think the only thing we missed was the mine strat, which is unfortunate.
You got through, got you. Yeah, there is a single instance where the hat mine ability is actually useful. If you remember in Fire Down Below, there is glass that you have to like roll a big rock down in order to break. The hat mine actually breaks the glass. It's a wild little interaction. I don't know how the devs thought of, but yeah, that is the single time where the hat mine's actually useful. For here, what Stevens is going to do is a little proxy. This is called Bookshelf Proxy, that is basically at the very start of Cunning Disguise, that just allows you to pop yourself up all the way to the key. It's a very fast little proxy.
It's the wrong level. Yeah, because a lot of this game is the end of the level is at the start of the level.
Yeah, the devs loved level design that wrapped around on itself, which I personally do too. But in hands of speedrunners, that is very abusable.
Yeah, here we skip a good portion just by running around. Rather than going up top like we did earlier, we're just gonna skip right to the end of the level, grab the key, and now we're gonna go back and do the MTS. I'm gonna try a strat real quick.
Okay.
I never do this strat because it is a little difficult. But
BBJ!
this one is really cool. Fortunately,
Close.
go for it
This is
one more
called
time.
Belly Bump Jump. This is a guard proxy. The guard actually doesn't have a hitbox when he's going up. So Stevens is trying to jump on the guard's hitbox as he's going up at the start of that jump, and it will just launch Sly across the level. It's very hard.
It's really cool though.
It's really fun to watch, yeah. The standard strat is this little cane jump here. This little cane jump is a pretty simple one, and it basically allows you to skip half the level by just jumping over those flames there.
Yeah.
Nice. GG on
And-
that one.
And now is where everyone needs to pull out the GDQ crab emote.
Whoa,
Oh. Okay.
We're doing a mini game
Chad, it's crabs time.
called Crabs. Well, it's called Treasure into the Depths, but everyone calls it Crabs.
Okay.
Yeah. This minigame is terrible. But that being said, it is a big meme. You need to collect 40 treasure chests and the crabs are spawning from the little hatches around the sides, and they will try to grab one of the treasure chests and take it back into the hatch. If a crab steals a single treasure chest, you have to restart the game.
This was a horrible level as a child.
This
Yep.
sounds kind of anxiety-inducing.
And even as
Uh-huh.
speedrunners, it's still really easy to fail this level. Because right now it's pretty easy. There's only 2 chests dropping. Now, once we hit 14, there's 3 chests dropping as well as more crabs spawning. Once we hit, 32, we have 4 chests spawning at a time. I don't actually remember.
It's very possible for a chest to just drop near a crab and the crab just immediately leave. It's terrifying.
Yeah. To speed it up, we want to try and hit multiple chests at once. Another thing is, so like if I hit him as he's going into it like that, it just instantly breaks it. But it's also terrifying to do that because if you do it too late, then you fail. So
I'm curious if the crab battle is something that haunts you from like your childhood of playing this game.
Yes.
Okay.
As a child, yes.
Fair.
It still haunts me now.
I've spent many hours on that as a kid.
Once again, this level doesn't have any major skips, but Stevens is going to be playing through the entire thing with fast to just speed it up.
Skip those platforms. I'll do some interesting tech on this next furnace room. There's actually a way to manipulate a coming up cycle that I just found out recently from a glitch hunter named Artery.
Ooh.
So here, I'm gonna jump off of this, and then you can go up here. And this manipulates the cycle for this machine right here. So usually you have to wait for that to go up and down once. But because we wait, drop down, it doesn't spawn it in until we drop down.
This is the third piece of tech this run I didn't know about. What?
This is amazing. I'm so stoked that we're talking about these things and seeing these things.
Yeah, there's a lot of little tech to Sly that you would never know. Unless you spent hundreds of hours in the game like I have.
Yeah.
Ooh, are you doing the zip?
I am doing the zip.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this zip is so fun. This is the best high-class heist strat. You can stick yourself in a little wedge up here. Ooh. And you can manipulate very precisely Sly's location on it, and you'll see. You'll see. It's wild. It's hard to describe. I might as well just let you watch that.
Nice.
Yep, just flying straight to the end rather than running all the way around. Unfortunately, I got sent the wrong way a couple of times, but it's okay. And now we're back to World 2. World 1 is officially 100%ed now.
World 1 and World 3 are totally done. Now we're going to do World 2.
Very good.
Which has some of the coolest strats.
Yeah.
This is Cletus.
Hi, Cletus.
Well, his name is Cletus, but we renamed him.
Cletus.
Okay. His name is Cletus, and originally this trick was just called Cletus, launch. But we found a very precise way. I've said that phrase too many times, but I need y'all to get the point that this game has some incredibly precise tech that all the runners just do casually all the time. Cletus can launch you all the way to the key, and we call that Cletus to the key or Keytus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got Rufus there because I landed on the roof of...
Uh-huh. The community is very creative with their naming. If you land on the roof, it's called a Rufus. If you land on the key, it's called a Keytus.
That is so Rufus.
I actually went to the wrong level there, so had to come back. This is Boneyard Casino. This is one of the levels that we haven't entered in yet. We actually still do this level in 2 parts. The first pass is just to get all the bottles and the vault. Well, no. Yes, key and vault. We get the key and vault.
Yeah.
The second time we just come and do the MTS. It doesn't lose any time to do the MTS right after, but it is more difficult.
Yeah.
Because you have to get a specific pause timing. So.
For now, because we haven't gotten this vault yet, Stevens is, you're almost going to kind of flash back to like 30 minutes ago in the run, where he's just using fast to try to grab all of these bottles. The MTS that we saved this level for is one of Stevens' pride and joy strats. He just recently created a really good setup for it, and I'm excited that he'll get to show it off. But for now, he's just going to be going through the level fairly casually, holding fast the entire time until we get to the end.
Yeah. This is one of the levels that I routed a safety charm in. Because there is a weird glitch in this last section where Sly, when using fast, you can clip through the ground.
Yeah, the floor is so thin that it is possible for the frames to just not frame correctly, and Sly just clips through the ground, which is great.
Right here.
It's just completely random.
Yeah, if you hit this water on the outside, it's electric, so you just die. What were you saying, Tippy? I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just, hoping we were past the danger.
Never. We did get through it nicely, though.
Yeah, GG. I was holding my breath. I didn't know if you were going to actually fall through the floor.
Yeah?
I should have when I jumped onto that section, but it stuck spotted me off of a corner. So I'm not going to complain.
Yeah? We take those.
Yeah, typically you use fast until you take damage, and then you play it safe. And then here we go back to roll, so we can skip jumping around that wheel.
That was a really strange casino.
Yeah. Well, we can see it from an aerial view here in a minute.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there at the end, you can pause on that key grab. It's just really difficult to time that pause because you're on a spinning wheel.
This is our second escort Murray level, or technically the first, but our second. I don't. This speedrun gets weird. Anyways, we are escorting Murray once again all the way to the key. Those little poison barrels are supposed to make the shots harder, because if you hit those, then it hurts Murray. But if you just shoot them before Murray gets there, then the shot isn't difficult anymore when he comes up to them.
And the one that's like right here, I actually use it to kill a guard. Like, I time it to where as soon as the guard spawns, I shoot it and it just dies, so Murray doesn't get scared. Minimizing his scares is the only way you can save time.
Yeah. Each time he gets scared, it loses like a little less than a second, so you want to try to shoot the guards before he even notices they're there.
Okay, I see.
Can we fire all of these guards at the end so Murray doesn't see them? And then we're actually going to load here. So there's Murray's, like, if you can imagine Sly's key animations, Murray's are way longer.
Yeah, Murray's are like almost 3 times as long as Sly's key pickup animation. It's wild. So if you load there and allow Murray to just run up and grab the key, you don't have to watch his key pickup animation. Ooh, it's time for the proxy. This is slot machine proxy. Stevens just recently pioneered a very precise way to do this, and it's a really fun little proxy. But you'll see.
I think we're good.
So getting stuck behind that slot machine with is going to launch Stevens all the way across and land directly on the roulette wheel.
Let's go.
Also, I love that Murray says that the roulette wheel is spinning too fast to go counterclockwise around it. So you're gonna have to jump clockwise. But you can just roll into each section, and rolling is fast enough that you can just go counterclockwise anyways.
Yeah. That strat, I didn't find that strat. I found that setup.
Yeah.
Big thanks to Paul, who found that trick, because it obsoleted a horrible strat.
Yep.
Oh, that's so nice. Gosh, what was the
Yeah.
old strat like? I'm curious.
It was a void drown. So we don't do any in the run anymore. Basically,
Yeah.
you hit a water plane right at the edge to where you go underneath it, and it'll like send you down. And if you take damage at the proper time, you will get sent flying back. And if you have the correct grounded there, it'll hit you off the skybox and send you flying towards the end of the level. But it was horrible. It was
just
way too
very
precise.
Ridiculously precise. There were so many moving parts to it. So Slot Machine Proxy minimized the amount of moving parts to it. It's great.
It's a
Thank goodness
faster.
for Paul.
It's a faster
Yeah.
trick, and it is an easier trick, which you don't get often. He also found the New World Force. Paul has found a ton of things for.
Yeah.
Cool. So everyone in the community seems like, relatively tight-knit. Is that your experience?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, this community is great. This, hands down, I've speedrun, like 14, 16 different games at this point.
Whoa.
Sly is hands down the, most close-knit community that I've seen of any of them.
That's so cool. Shout outs to the Sly community. I'm sure they're super happy hanging and watching this. So thank you both for being here.
Yeah, I've seen a ton of community members in chat, which is really nice. One thing I should have mentioned earlier is this level has a ton of small Easter eggs. So we're coming up on a Raleigh poster on our right.
Yeah.
Once we get around this corner, we will see a Ruby poster, which we don't know about Ruby yet. I believe there is a Panda King one.
Yeah.
And then also on the face of this hot dog creature thing, whatever it is.
Things I didn't think I would hear today.
It is actually one of the developers of the game.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They stuck his face onto a hot dog as a meme, and it just stuck, so they kept it. Yep.
And it's like a detailed image of his face?
Yeah.
I mean, as detailed as you can get on a PS2 game, but yeah.
That's funny. Wow.
Also, that race right there, we've yet to find any actual skips for it, and there is actually a bit of a bounty going out, so if anybody wants to glitch hunt that one race, it would help out the community a lot. Just throwing that out there if anyone wants to break out their PS2 and check it out.
Oh yeah. I might have to break out the PS2. Jeez.
Yeah. As far as we know, there's no way to skip that race.
Yeah. That little out of bounds is a really helpful one. It involves a boost jump that you can boost jump up to the awning, and then Stevens just hits the awning, it bounces him back onto the stage, but much further along. It's really helpful.
You actually don't have to do a boost jump there. I'm just bad, so I do.
I do one too. It makes it more consistent.
Okay, back to bottle collecting, guys.
Yep. We actually still have a level that we haven't gotten the vault for.
This one is really interesting route, though.
I actually can't believe you're going for Aero Proxy in this. I'm so proud of you.
That is another precise trick. That is one of Alice's favorite tricks.
Yeah. It's really, really hard, but you know how we've been talking about the weird proxy positions you can get Sly stuck in? Because that arrow moves, you can actually pull that arrow down, and it is a create your own stuck spot for a proxy. So you pull that down, you make your own proxy, and then you proxy off of it. It's great.
Yeah,
Wow.
It actually brings the key down, which typically in all keys you would just grab the key. However, I have other priorities. I need to get this vault first. Well, at least most of the bottles. Camera getting stuck on geometry here, which is not helpful.
This is just a little out of bounds for optimization's sake. Jumping down there to grab those, and then using the super jump to just take damage and pop immediately back up, rather than having to go and climb your way back up.
Yep. But now that we have 38 out of the 40 bottles, I will go and grab the key.
Okay.
And then immediately go get the other two.
Yep. The last two are next to the vault, so you just grab 38 out of 40 there, and then grab the other two since they're next to the vault anyways.
The other really nice thing about Aero Proxy is there is a bottle that's supposed to be in this crane, which loses time to go grab. By doing Aero Proxy, it actually makes it fall on the ground.
To enter the vault code, you
Code.
need an IQ of
Basically, Aero Proxy is the best.
40 to think.
And then
Totally unbiased statement.
we still have the MTS we need to do for that level, but we're going to come back as I want this charm for this level. This is another safety charm I routed in just because this level is pretty brutal.
Fair.
This is called Date Skip.
Ooh,
if you want to
going for the
explain.
antenna version. Clean.
Basically, by doing that movement, we skipped talking to Carmelita. We call it Date Skip.
It's called Date because Sly is joking about how if she sends him to jail, then she'll have to go on a date with him while he's in jail. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. This level is called Two to Tango.
I see.
This is actually where we meet Carm. We come face to face with Carm. Is that right?
Yeah.
For the first time. Okay, right here, since I died earlier on, I really want to hold on to my charm for a second.
Okay.
Because since I had a gold charm,
I know Navajo code talk.
when you get 100 coins worth of gold charm, it gives you a life. And I really wanted that life.
You gonna go for this vault jump here?
I am going to go for this vault jump.
Ooh. There's a little jump that you can do off of this vault that skips just a little bit of backtracking. You're supposed to double back and jump off of that mattress. But you can jump off of the top of this vault and jump a little skip further into the level.
Yeah,
Once again, I've drilled this into oblivion at this point, but this is very precise. Steven tends to do all of these precise tricks like they're nothing, and I commentators cursed you. I'm so sorry.
Yep. It's really hard. You have to jump at the very last second, and then you get a ledge grab on a moving platform. But if you do it properly, it saves like 5 seconds.
Seems a little tricky to time.
Yeah.
Also, extra fun fact, Carmelita, we know Sly's cannon height, and if you compare Sly and Carmelita's models in this level, Carmelita's like 9 feet tall, which is great.
That's epic.
Yeah, they did that so that she would be easier to spot as like a threat of danger, you know, from a game design standpoint.
From far
Which
away, maybe?
makes sense, but it's exactly. But it's really funny that they did that.
They just gotta get the point across. So make her as big as possible so everyone sees her.
Yep. One cool thing about the MTS, you're actually not able to watch the cutscene. But since you haven't watched the cutscene, it tries to play the cutscene.
Yeah. For the date cutscene, yeah, it tries to play the cutscene, and then it's like, wait, you're in an MTS, we shouldn't play a cutscene right now, and then it cancels it.
Aw, it's trying to give us the cinematics.
Yeah.
That shot right there is Water Tower Proxy, which is why we want Invis. Oops.
That's another one of my personal favorite tricks, is Invis allows you to stick yourself into the little space in that water tower, and then you line up the camera in a way that it launches Sly to the end of the level. It skips a very large chunk.
Yeah. you'll notice I was doing a little bit slower movement than I could do. My coin count is a lot lower than I would like it to be. So I'm currently just trying to collect coins as I go.
It's fair.
And we're going to do Arrow Proxy again.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Ooh, close. The Wrecking Ball dunked you a little bit.
There we go. Got the next time.
Clean.
Good.
And then here is a really precise break. If you want to explain this, Alice.
Okay. So this is a Binocucom double pause. The Binocucom can actually cancel one of the loads. So when you pause, right, the Binocucom can then cancel the pause menu coming up, and then you can press pause once again on top of the Binocucom, so you can technically have two pause menus open at the same time. And what that allows you to do is load the location of one of the files and then the state of another, i.e. state being like the percentage completion. So you can basically transfer the percentage completion from one file over to a different file's location. That saves quite a bit of time, especially because there is supposed to be a Bentley talking cutscene about having finished that. So it's way easier to go ahead and sandwich those two pauses and finish the MTS during the sandwich pauses like that, rather than have to talk to Bentley and menu out.
Yeah, that one in particular is easily the scariest part of this entire run.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, okay.
The reason is it's really easy to miss that trigger that you're supposed to get afterwards. And because of the part where the way the game works, where you only get half percentages for things.
Yeah.
It works out perfectly to where by completing that level, you don't get a full percentage. So you have no idea if you got it until later in the run.
Yep.
It is,
which is great. Yeah.
Completely blind.
Currently, Stevens is doing a little super jump because the climb up to this level takes a lot longer than the fall down. So Stevens is going to do a hook jump to go to the top of the level and then super jump down to collect those bottles so that he can take damage and be popped back up to the top of the level and then fall down again.
Playing this safe. Typically, you're supposed to have 3 lives going into this level, which gives you 1 safety. If you don't have a charm, you have to do 2 death abuses. Since I did have a charm, I only have to do 1. However, if I did need to do a second one, or if I do die here, I game over and have to redo the entire... I don't have to re-get all the bottles, but I start at the beginning of the level rather than a checkpoint.
I also want to point out, you've done 2 pieces of tech in this level alone that I didn't know were a thing, so we're now up to 5 pieces of tech during this run that I didn't know existed.
Ooh, that felt really nice.
Yes.
That was such a clean hook jump. Y'all, that needs to be pointed out. That hook jump is one of the most precise RTA tricks in the entire game, and Steven just ran up and did that first try. Are you kidding me?
Super nice.
Complete pro.
What tricks did I do in this level that you don't know?
There's just minor pieces of tech. I didn't know that you could wait on that wooden beam for the guard before falling down on him. There are often times where I fall down on that guard and he just hits me immediately, so that's helpful. I didn't know that the guard next to the platform that you hit and then fly up, I didn't know that you could trigger him and then run to the left. I thought you had to jump out of that window and then do the circle thing along the edge. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, good roll hovers.
That wasn't a roll hover. That was displacement.
Oh, that was displacement. Dang.
No. Let me up.
Almost.
There we go.
Nice.
And then, rather than doing the hook jump again,
Yeah.
That vault, if we were listening, I actually got void immunity. So now I can't die to the void.
And just a cute little super jump that causes you to go through the end trigger there. Okay. And now we are on to the final platforming level.
Nope. We are doing spinning.
Oh, spinning. I try to put this level out of my mind. So this level is wild. This level takes like 3 minutes to do casually, but if you stick Sly in this corner and spin like Stevens is doing now, every pass that Sly does, there is a small chance that he gets popped over the railing to the left and you could just fall down to the end of the level. It is, once again, a chance, so there is a bit of an RNG to this trick, but because the full level itself is like 3 minutes long, this is always worth it to go for. Even though the level can be really mean and shoot you back out multiple times.
I am getting the classic marathon look.
Yep. This trick can take anywhere from 8 seconds to shoot you back out of the level multiple times and get you frustrated.
Oh, wow. Huge RNG point, I guess.
Yep. This... Oh, come on!
No.
Are we going places?
This game is so mean.
Oh my god.
Oh, there we go!
I've never had that happen before.
Oh my god.
And then...
Okay, saved it. It is possible to get stuck out of bounds there and you soft block and have to redo the spinning skip. But Steven saved it. We're good.
Yeah, I was trying to land on this platform so I could just collect the key, not have to break it, and then watch this cutscene.
We get to see Sly's moves. Very nice.
Okay, now we're going into the final platforming level of the game.
We do have one more level that we've already done that we have to go back into, but this is the last new one.
Yeah.
And it is another one where Carmelita is following us.
Yeah, we're actually just jumping along that left side there, skips another Carmelita cutscene where they're flirting. It's great and all, but it takes time, so we sadly do have to skip it.
Yeah, luckily at this part of the run, coins don't matter anymore. It's all about doing everything as quickly as possible now.
Yeah.
Another little super jump just to save up the smallest amount of time. But every second counts.
That it does.
I would just like to mention Coindo, which is coinless 100%. This level is terrible because of how many coins there are in this entire level.
Also, there's a bunch of tiles on the ground that Carmelita can shoot, and the tiles all spawn coins as if they were destructible objects in the environment. So, those are fun.
Yeah, almost every breakable object in this level spawns coins. And, like, small little rocks can spawn, like, 6 coins.
Yeah, because it's RNG on how many coins each item spawns.
Yeah, but that's Coindo. We're doing Hundo. So we don't have to think about it.
What? What? Excuse me?
More tech.
Alice, are we going 6 for 6?
Yes, we are going 6 for 6. What did you just do? Excuse me?
You can jump on those three icicles there, and you can... it saves a little bit of time, because typically you have to wait for all the big icicles to fall. But by jumping on those 3 ones out of bounds, you can skip 2 of them, so saves a few seconds.
I'm sorry, as apparently just a casual player, I didn't know you could jump out of bounds right there. I wait for the icicles.
Yeah.
Watch your back, Cooper.
Now we get a close-up of Carm.
I'll be there.
Oh, nice. There she is.
9-foot Carmelita.
My new band. Sorry.
Right. Now we got the vault on the key. now is the MTS. There's this really cool super jump here that we're gonna do to skip the level.
I love dual super jump.
But we're not only gonna do the super jump, we're gonna do it with fast.
Oh my gosh, mad lad. So this super jump is really fun. The ending of this level is a lot longer than the beginning. So what Stevens is going to do here is going to do this entire first half of the level while super jumping the entire time. I want you to know every jump here is an 8 to 12 frame window. So just, don't miss a jump on every single 8 to 12 frame window. End the super jump right here and zip back through the MTS ending trigger.
Yeah, all while holding fast, which, decreases the amount of frames you have to hit things. I actually don't know what fast super jump timing is. It's 8 to 12 without fast. So what, like a 6 frame window you're doing there? Something like
every
that.
jump?
Okay, now we're going for snow cones now.
It's finally time. Let's go. I want a snow cone. What flavor are y'all choosing?
Well, my biggest confusion is that we're very clearly staring at ice cream. I don't know why they call them snow cones.
It's just a reflection of the times and the graphics that they were able to provide us with.
Yeah. I'm actually
And that's the
controlling
waffle
Sly
cone and
Henry's
everything.
character model right now.
They're shaking their little heads.
Yeah.
Good.
So this race, just like the last one that he did, if you've ever wanted to see a Sly race but with ice physics, it's this, which would be terrible. Except, however, there is actually a way to skip this one, unlike the last one. If you use a boost to kind of, not proxy yourself, but throw yourself off this left ledge here, you can actually get Murray to throw himself into the winner's circle and just go and walk up and grab the key. Which, rather than winning this key properly, Murray just walks up and steals the key without winning the race, which I think is perfectly in line with the rest of the group. We're proud of Murray for this one.
Yeah, I think so.
I can't believe that took me 4 tries.
All right, we are now back to pick up the vault, an unseen foe, with a fun little clip through the wall.
Try again.
Oh, can you use the PSN menu to stop pressing both buttons at the same time here?
Yep.
Oh, cool. I'll have to use that.
Is that more tech?
I think, that's more of an optimization than piece of tech that I didn't know, but if you want to count that 7 for 7, you can.
Oops. Okay. I am missing a bottle.
Uh-oh. We may get to go treasure hunting.
Yeah, where do you think we can find one?
Oh, wait, no, you have the binoculcom that you can just see where the bottle's at.
Oh.
Where is?
Maybe? Yeah, where is it? There's only 2 bottles at the top here next to the vault, so the fact that he's missing 3 is kind of odd.
No, it's not.
Chat, who
No,
took
it's
the
not?
bottles?
No.
I want to see some hands. Who took them?
Oh my gosh, how did I forget?
Wait, I didn't see the one you meant. Which one is it?
I haven't got it yet. We'll see. It is the bottle that you wait for. Right at the top.
Oh. We solved the mystery.
That's so funny.
I don't know how I messed that up. Okay, here we're actually gonna load a older file because not only do we get an animated cutscene there, we get a movie, a cinematic.
Yeah. At long last, the Thievius Raccoonus is complete. Oh, it's fully restored. I'm so sorry. I'm a fake fan.
But
No, you're not.
but by loading the other file and then loading this file again, we just skip that entirely.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And then that cute little super jump just once again clip through the MTS trigger.
Hey, one last hard trick.
Ooh, this is actually another one of my favorites. So once again, this is a very long, windy level. It is possible to... There is a van proxy that is going to shoot Stevens up to the very top of the level, and that will serve as our starting point for our slingshot. Ooh, close. That is basically going to elevator us up to the top of the level, and then there will be a starting point at the very top of the level that Stevens is going to do a little super jump off of, and perfect! The super jump starts from up here, and then the super jump down will shoot us all the way to the end of the level.
There we go. And then I opened this door earlier for another double load.
Okay.
This one is a little bit easier. I know I got that one. And I'm at 98%, so I know I got the one earlier. I need to find an earlier check for that.
All right, and now we are back in World 5. We put off the dramatic conclusion of Sly fighting for his, whole family's legacy and whatnot to go pick up some bottles, and now we're back to fighting for Sly's legacy.
Yep.
That is, what Stevens just did there was a really interesting cane jump that skips a little over half the level of Sinking Peril, and Sinking Peril is kind of a brutal level for platforming, so being able to skip that is really nice. And we are in the dramatic final conclusion for this 100% run. All Stevens has left to do is clockwork.
All right, good luck.
Which, this first phase is really easy. All I'm doing is waiting for Carmelita, who is tag teamed with Sly now, to shoot clockwork so I can actually do damage to his middle body. And then after the first phase, we have a long cutscene.
Woo! We can't skip this one because it's in the middle of the fight, so if we reload, then we have to do the fight again.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You're so familiar with my family.
The only way to skip it is by dying after you watch it.
Why is this boss
Which
so
surprisingly...
with your family?
Good question.
Like, how?
During this, do you want to give any shout-outs, Stevens?
I mean,
Yeah,
just to the community as a whole. I absolutely love this community. It's been my second family for the last 3 years. I am chronically addicted to this game. But of course, shout-outs to Alice, always being there.
Hi.
Motivating me to learn new things about this game.
Woo!
Yeah, y'all are teaching each other.
I want to say it's usually the other way around, but thank you.
No, you've motivated me a ton.
Okay.
Also, shout-outs to Sly Golds.
Yeah.
We have a community event channel where we put on a ton of different Sly events. Right now we have the Aces competition going on, where we have 10 teams of 3 people in the community do a head-to-head draft of 3 episodes throughout the later games, and they do head-to-head races. It's super cool.
Wow, that's a lot of teams. That's so cool.
Yeah.
We have one final major trick to end this. This is Clockwork Jump. That saves quite a bit of time, and it skips a bunch of platforming. Stevens is going to nail it perfectly. It just jumps all the way to the end, and time ends on Clockwork having 0% health.
It took some tricky maneuvering,
GG.
but I managed to snatch that last piece of the Thievius Raccoonus
This-
from Clockwork's claw.
Very clean run.
This category has been my love for the last few months.
Yep.
So this is your main squeeze, huh, Stevens? 100%. Good job.
As of recently, yes.
There was no way I could have gotten here.
I've ran all the categories in this game. I think I'm in top 3 for all the categories right now.
Yes, you are. I just checked yesterday, actually.
Let's go.
But I would really like to get this record back. I had it a week and a half ago, and then it was taken.
without his
So-
Yep.
expertise.
So
It
Steven,
is. It's a very competitive game in general across quite a few
I couldn't
categories.
ask for a better gang of
Stevens,
friends.
do you think you'll be doing some attempts on
Who
your
could ever
Twitch
forget
channel
the
for
lovely
world
Carmelita?
record, like coming up
Looks
pretty
like we're
soon?
not gonna be friends
I
anymore.
100% will be.
Now that Clockwork's death
Awesome.
race-
That is so
Back to
good to
playing
hear it.
cops and
Honestly, this whole run has completely
I thought for
flown
sure she
by.
was
I
gonna
had so
slap
much
the
fun with
handcuffs on
y'all.
me
Thank
right
you
then
both
and
so
there.
much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Yes,
I really
absolutely.
appreciate
Y'all
it.
have
Head start.
anything else that you want to say
10,
before we go to the next
9,
run here?
8.
Check out Stevens, X even Stevens X. Go watch him do runs. He's gonna get 100% world record soon, and you want to be there.
Yes, absolutely. Make sure you follow Stevens here on Twitch. That is twitch.tv/X even Stevens X. And if you had fun with Alice too, make sure you follow Alice, twitch.tv/Alice at Wonderland Games. And hey, if you want to see more Sly
badly
Cooper
being
on the
stranded on that
GDQ
giant rock,
channel, Alice
but I
will
knew
be
it wouldn't be
running
long
any
before we'd
percent
see each other
during
again.
our Flame Fatales marathon
yeah.
coming up next week. Yeah.
I'll be running on the 19th, and if you wanted to see this game completed 100%, and then completed as little percent as possible, 19th is your chance to catch it.
I'm waiting for the moment where Stevens is watching any percent and then also learning more things about the run somehow.
Good question. I doubt it, but we'll see.
All right. Well, thank you both so much for being here. Before we break, I do want to mention that GDQ will be at PAX West toward the end of the month, starting August 30th through September 2nd. The schedule for that is out, so you can use the command !PAX in our Twitch chat for more information on all the speedruns that will be featured. We'll be right back with Super Mario Sun. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. You are watching Time Capsule, and tonight we are taking a look at games released in the year 2002. And the speedrun to close out our show tonight is none other than Super Mario Sunshine. So please welcome our runner, Inkstar.
Hello.
Hello. And we have a guest with us as well, Urbani. Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Ink, you want to start us off and let us know, what's been good with the category? I saw that you got a cheeky little world record recently.
Yeah, I just recently got the world record.
Congrats.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm just going to do an any percent run category. It's the only category that I run. I'm probably going to try branching out soon, but yeah.
Cool. Have you been running this category for like a long time?
Well, I started, yeah, since I've exclusively ran this, it's been about 4 years of running the game.
Whoa, let's go.
Yeah, it's not too long, but decently long.
Oh, definitely, yeah. And Urbani, you're an experienced runner as well.
Yeah, I also run any percent. I've branched out into a few other categories as well, but at the moment I'm 9th place in any percent. So definitely have some experience up there, and
definitely.
yeah, good.
Well,
good
thank
friends
you
with
both.
Ink.
Yeah, thank you both for joining us. Ink, we can start whenever you're ready.
All right. All right, I'm ready. Did I count down?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Best of luck.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, and we're off. So, yep, this is Super Mario Sunshine Any Percent, released in 2002 for the Nintendo GameCube. There's a lot to unpack in this speedrun. We'll be here for, just over an hour. So for the beginning here, we have about 5 minutes of cutscenes. So, that gives us ample time to sort of talk about sort of the progression with any percent, particularly in the past few years, as well as, everything, related to Mario Sunshine. Where to start?
We can start with the starting file, because there's 3 different ways of starting runs. Because there's 5 minutes of cutscenes, there is an option to use hacked file, which skips these intro cutscenes, which makes grinding runs out a lot easier. I think I'm about to start the airstrip, so just give me a second. But we're doing new files, so we have all the cutscenes. That way we have more time to talk about what the run's all about.
Yeah, so as Ink mentioned, hacked files, helped runners sort of grind runs much more efficiently. In the past, you would watch, up to 5-6 minutes of cutscenes, and having to reset would be quite disastrous. Because you'd have to sit through it all again.
And there's like a big RNG level, like 10 minutes into the run too. So if you were grinding this game with no hacked file, no skipping cutscenes, you'd more than likely at top level have to reset in the first 10 minutes, a lot more than we do now with hacked file.
You'd be losing your sanity a bit practicing.
Yeah.
For sure.
There's also Peach file, which just skips the very first cutscene. I don't know if any runners still use that, if I'm being honest.
No, we rarely see Peach file runs, honestly.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
It's weird because I remember people used to use it, but I haven't actually seen a run of it in a while. But yeah.
Okay, so we're finishing. At the moment, we're just learning how to use Flood, so that's about to finish up, and then there'll be some more airship movement from Ink. Has to defeat a plant, and then once that's over, we'll get into a much longer cutscene. So, yeah, just a bit of movement here to begin.
Yeah, there's not much that's changed throughout the past around 4 years, probably over 4 years. I wasn't, the entire time that I've been here, there haven't been any route changes or like real advancements with any strats or anything. So a lot of this is pretty much the same as it has been.
It's just been a little more perfected.
It's a little bit more optimized and yeah.
Exactly. I would say that take out the memory card.
Yeah.
So definitely in the past few years with SMS, there's been a shift towards, IL optimization and that sort of play style to sort of, achieve top level times. Recently we saw like a big race to 112. So the Ink obviously currently holds the world record in this category with a 112.51. And yeah, 112, it took a while to achieve, honestly.
Yeah, it took a bit.
It's an amazing milestone.
It took a while. It's funny because a lot of people were capable of it, or at least a few of the top runners were capable for quite a while, but nobody could quite get it. It's like everybody started inching closer, but it just didn't happen until Tobo got a 112.58. I think it was the beginning of July. Might have been
very recently.
Was it July or June? I can't remember. But it was recently he got it. And then right after he got it, like a couple weeks later, I ended up getting the 112.51.
Wow, GG.
But it's funny because it was like possible for so long. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh no, you're fine. I'm mostly just kind of wondering, like, how are you able to, how do I word this? Like, keep up that motivation to go through with it and not get frustrated. How did it feel to do all of that?
Yeah,
that's a good question.
Well, for me, it's because I haven't had a record, and I really, really wanted to get it at least once.
Let's go.
On the back of my mind, it's like I so badly wanted to quit so many times because there's so much luck involved with this game. Like, right before the record, I had a run that was, I think the best possible time into King Boo, which is like the biggest RNG level, was 112.07. And that's like an hour into the run almost. So it was like one of the craziest runs, but because this game is so luck-based sometimes, that ended up losing a minute. Yeah, that's how this run goes. You can play really well, but because there's a lot of luck-based levels, it can make getting a PB or a world record pretty challenging, especially at top level.
Yeah, but you persevered, and that's awesome.
Yeah, I couldn't give up when I got that close. It's just, yeah, you gotta keep going.
Now, I'm curious, Ink or Bonnie, did the two of you become friends through Super Mario Sunshine?
Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
so we did.
Yeah, we both met at the beginning of both. I think it was roughly the beginning of your journey with this
Yeah,
game.
I think I started around 2020, around the same time you did, and we found each other's Twitch streams and sort of bounced PBs back and forth.
We were trying to one-up each other. We were trying to PB and
Yeah.
beat each other for a few months. It ended up
Friendly rivalry.
becoming a while. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it looks like the runs started.
We're
so,
in. Let's go.
We're in.
Finally done with the cutscenes.
There will be another cutscene momentarily. Don't worry.
Yes.
Can't get enough of them.
So just to begin with here, we're just defeating a plant, and Ink did some movement at the beginning there, which is your standard bread and butter Delfino movement to get this plant. It's pretty much the mainstay movement you do. It's called scumbag movement.
Yeah, funny enough.
You don't really see anything else anymore. Because it was considered like a try-hard sort of variation of you just getting to the plant, when alternatively you can just hover slide in a straight line and then just turn right. But now runners found out that, yeah, you can save in
I don't know
less
how
than a
much it
second if you
saves. Does
do
it
that.
save a second? I thought it saved like 0.5 or something.
It probably is about 0.5. It's quite negligible.
I'm gonna try to get an instant kill. Nice.
Nice. So yeah, there was the first instance of sort of like, a Shadow Mario insta-kill. You're going to see those throughout the run. So for those who aren't familiar with how the 80% route works, essentially we have to go through all of the worlds in the game and complete episode 7, which is your Shadow Mario fight. And in terms of the game's progression, we've probably reached a point now where every single Shadow Mario fight has a form of insta-kill. And when we get to those, we'll obviously explain them, but they're very precise and difficult to do. But most top runners can get them with ease, and they're very, very satisfying to watch. Okay, so to begin with here, we're going with Bianco 2.
Yep.
So normally you would do Bianco 1, but this is one of the few levels, I think the only level in the game that you can actually intentionally skip by doing the episode 2 shine, because PD is still up here. So that was really
a really
fast.
good Bianco 2 split so far,
Yeah,
man.
very good.
That
Just
was
to
the
backtrack
first
a little.
glitch wall kick too that we're gonna show.
Yeah, so that'll be something we see a few times. But the spider that Ink bounced off at the beginning to get up to here is RNG. So very good positioning for the spider there, so for Ink to get up there fast. But you can get as unlucky to have it just despawn and then you're kind of just stuck in the water and you can't get up.
It's very, very rare that it happens.
Very rare.
It does happen every, dude, it's probably a 1 in 1,000 if I'm being honest, literally.
Oh, wow. Very rare.
Yeah.
Probably happened to me, maybe twice. So, yeah, it's very, very annoying.
Wow, that's surprising. Only twice in 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
but when it happens, it'll happen during a race for all you know it, and it's just the most frustrating thing.
that's what happened the last time I got it. It was we were doing a big race in the server, and I got no spider to bounce off, and so I think I lost 15 seconds because of that. I didn't realize it was that bad.
Dang.
Okay, so finished with Bianco 2, so now moving forward, next is Bianco 3, so this is your first secret stage in the run.
I tried to split, even though I don't have splits open. I'm probably going to do that every level.
Oh my gosh, old habits die hard.
Yeah.
So first secret shine, Bianco 3, it's nice movement level, nothing much to really explain. Ink went for a one slide strat there. It's a 0.5 time save. That's one of the smaller optimizations that we've seen in the past few years.
Yeah, it's little stuff like that. I didn't get that. I'm pretty sure my angle was really bad for that one, so I didn't commit to it. Nothing's changed with the secret.
Yeah, so that's most top runners now go for this jump dive beginning. So this is also coined your 1380 strats. So because in an IL, if you get an optimal line, optimal jump dives, then ideally you get a 1380 on the shine get timer.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah, so that was well executed by Ink there, and but yeah, it is quite a difficult strat. So it's cycle based. We start with a jump dive, and how long you hold the A press and all these factors can lose frames.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so up next we've got travel skip coming up. So,
very fun looking skip.
Yeah, so Ink's gonna try to defeat this plant, and on the final hit, he's going to hover slide all the way back to Bianco, and it's gonna play a funny sort of event.
Yeah, this is just skipping. It's just skipping some movements, helping us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was weird looking.
So what we essentially do there is, open up Rico Harbor because we've unlocked 3 shines, and then we'll come back to it later in the run as per the route. So up next is Bianco 4, a very great movement level. So
I was considering doing some of the IL strats for this level, but I really don't feel like it would be smart to do.
So yeah, Bianco 4 shows off some of the very smooth and elegant looking Mario mechanics in this game. That was well executed, but not done yet. See if how this ending goes for Ink. Okay, very good. So yeah, that's a very popular IL, Bianco 4. As I said, it does test a lot of movement, and it's a lot of precise inputs are involved in getting a good time there. So that was very well done for me.
I feel like so far this is like a really solid start. But yeah, now we're entering classic, infamous Bianco 5, the greatest level of all time. So this one's entirely luck-based. Everything about it is luck. Whichever path PD decides to fly down is luck. You can either get a crazy fast split here, or it'll be up to, 40 seconds slower?
Something ridiculous like that, honestly, yeah.
So you just have to pray that you get a decent cycle. There's absolutely nothing you can do but just pray at this point.
So we'll point out all the major elements of RNG when we get to them in the run. So this is your first major one. I guess the Spider and Bianco 2 kind of counts, but definitely first major one here. Very heavy reset point for top runners.
He goes down towards these houses. It's so over. Oh, it's so over.
No.
Come back.
Okay, wait, this might be okay. So he's on a path that potentially is good. He has 3 options to go down, but one of them is like guaranteed to be fast. So he has to stop at 3 points. And if he goes down this way, he's guaranteed to go to a good second and third point. And he's going the wrong way. All right, well.
Unfortunately. PD's not obeying.
Oh, this might be okay. You might go backwards.
Yeah.
This might be all right.
I think there's 2 spots after this one, so.
Yeah, there's 2.
Hopefully he goes backwards.
Oh, there's 3 actually. He could go up towards, he could go up this way. He could go towards the houses on the right, along the river. He could go up upright, or he can go up here, which would be okay. Please go up here. You know what?
No.
Yeah, it's okay.
It was to be expected. This is just, typical.
Oh, this is really bad. Okay, so
behavior.
I'm probably losing like 20-something seconds at this point, which is... This would be a reset under normal circumstances, easily.
This bratty piranha.
Every time, man.
I guess something else to mention, which I haven't said yet, was each time Ink was filling Petey's mouth with water to defeat him, there were times where he was throwing a tornado, so that's also RNG.
Yeah, you can throw
whether
up
he
to
does that or
3,
not.
and I think it loses 8 seconds if he throws all 3. I believe it's 2.5 each roughly, or something like that.
Yeah, so out of your control, and just
Tried to
that happens.
split again, dude. I only split Bianca 2 in that one. It's fine. I'm gonna try a faster movement to Gelato, where you go between the benches.
I'm going to explain why we're going to Gelato now. So obviously we just finished episode 5 of Bianco, and now we're going to take a little detour and go to open Gelato Beach, because now that we have 5 shines unlocked, we get this cutscene playing after every time we re-enter Delfino. So we want to minimize that by unlocking the plant here, because we need to do it eventually. And so we're gonna now go over to Gelato Beach, where we have probably the biggest skip of any percent. Gelato Beach skip, very infamous trick. So a lot of people have heard of it. But essentially, as I mentioned earlier, we need to collect episode 7 shine in each world. With Gelato Beach skip, we can grab the episode 8 shine, and then shine scroll once, and go straight to 7. So
do I do the IL clip, or do I do like Gaussy spot?
I
kind of want to go for IL.
The floor
give IL
is
clip
yours.
a go. I believe in you.
You got this.
Might as well. Like, worst case is just do it again anyway, I think, a couple times.
Yeah.
You know?
So we're gonna grab this coconut and then throw it all the way over to the pier.
Hurl it at the dock.
Let's see.
Unfortunate.
Oh, it's alright, easy back up.
Unfortunate.
No.
No.
This trick is very...
No! Okay, now it's just unlucky at this point.
Hey, you still have the coconut.
For how long, man?
Hasn't fallen into the water yet.
Okay, well, I did IL
There
clip
we
after
are.
4.
Nice.
That's fine. Yeah, there's like, with the IL strat, it's just luck whether it works or not, because of, I believe it's just how high the coconut is on the roof. Even if you try to throw it from the same spot every time, every tiny pixel can change like whether it works or not. And so it's just at 50-50 on whether it works. And then my backup, I failed the first one, and the second one I think was another case of like being slightly far forward, so it just didn't let me click. I'm gonna try an instant kill here.
Alright, let's see how this goes.
Unfortunate. Okay, so far
Easy backup.
It's not the worst, but...
So what Ink was trying to accomplish there was basically knocking down Shadow Mario just as early as you can. So he will do a little run, but there's a certain point where you can knock him down
while he's on the ground.
Basically soonest.
Yeah. Fetch entry. This was a strat found when I joined the game. By Fetch. The Pianta 6 legend.
So, so Ink just did the Gelato 7 kill, and now we're done with that world, and now we're off to Pianta Village. So
Pianta 1's another RNG level, so you're gonna hear that a lot, but this one's also luck on which paths these guys go down. So far, it's one of the easier ones to do.
The main concern is the third chomplet.
Yeah.
So these first 2 are fine. We're going to see Ink strat. Nice. So hopefully this last chomplet is just going straight forward. He is nice. So we'll just get him with the hover, and
that one can go to the back side of the map and just walk along the long path. And that one, there is ways to do it faster than just letting him walk down to the water, but it always loses around like 6 seconds if he does that. So at least we got something so far, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Okay. Pianta 2, we got some sign tech.
Ooh, you can explain this one. I'm sure you know.
Okay, I'll do my best. So I think it was, was it this year? I think it was this year.
Either early this year or late last year.
Yeah. So a interesting discovery was found in Pianta 2, this level, which is your your Piantissimo race. And at the beginning, if you walk over to, there's just a sign. If you talk to the sign, you can save 0.5 seconds or so at the end of the level when you speak to Piantissimo to grab the shine. Why this works, I couldn't tell you myself, but it's just free time save, honestly. So
that's all you need to know. It's free time save, baby.
It's free time save.
Take it.
Yeah. I guess it's not over. Like, you still need to be positioned with a appropriate angle. So
yeah, there's a 10-degree window that you have to be facing them in, or else the fast text just won't work. I don't exactly know why either, but yeah.
It's time save that we will take.
It's time save, that's all that matters. Pianta 3 is not necessarily RNG. I don't think there's like any RNG in it besides like the tiniest things that don't really matter. But
wind.
Yeah, and like enemies spawning under you. It's like very small things that are rare have happened. But this one's gonna use a glitch wall kick, and it's very easy for this to go wrong in so many ways.
I'll let you focus.
I'll be fine, dude. It's fine, you know. See, it's easy.
Yep, very well executed. So yeah, we've just using the wind there, we just damage boost through all of that goopy inferno, which would otherwise, knock out Mario. So yeah, thankfully that all went well. Yeah, a little bit of RNG involved with how the wind can push you. It is quite negligible, but does you do have to adapt to how it can push you sometimes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that was very well done.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna try a strat. I was gonna try the fast entries into Pianta. I'll do that from here on. But
you still got time. Yeah, we still.
And I can do it in Serena too. I'll explain it later. But Pianta 4. So this is also luck. Which path he goes down? Classic. And I got middle, which is, it's all right. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a second best, but it's still fine. About a second of time lost to the best pattern.
But I'm gonna try to do like a task strat that I've kind of made possible into ILs about late last year. I'm gonna try to grab his tail and instantly let go of it and climb onto his head before the shine spawns. Let's go!
Nice, wow. Well done.
I didn't get it in practice at all before this. I'm gonna be honest. I can't believe that worked.
So cool.
You just hover into it.
So I think at this stage, Ink is the only runner who attempts this strat. It's very difficult. Well, I think, but it's very, very cool.
Debatable, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try a pass backflip entry. Well, I tried. So the way that Tass enters that level is like 3 frame perfect inputs, and one of them's analog with releasing the trigger. But you can enter that like insanely quickly, but it's so hard to pull off.
And then it kind of skips like the going into the portal.
You're just going into it a lot quicker than the normal strat, right. Just back hovering into it.
Yoshi skip.
Easy. So nice. I'm not expecting early cycle. It's really hard to do this, but so the last... Actually, you know what, Urbani? You should probably explain it while I do it.
Okay, so Pianta 5. This, I haven't said it yet, is the next major RNG level in the run. The last Pianta, Chuckstar, is on a sort of cycle, and ideally we want to get to him really early, as Ink has just done. And wow, that was very fast, that was very well done.
Shine get.
Yeah, the last one's on a cycle, and under most circumstances, it's just luck whether you get it or not, but it was I think it was found only recently, right? That you can just like, if you play
Outplay the cycle.
Yeah, if you play like extremely well, you can barely just always make the cycle. I think there's the tiniest bit of RNG that makes it impossible sometimes, but it's
okay.
Very
quickly. Now we have Pianta 6, and a fun challenge that runners often do with their chat is to have them guess their final time. So ink skill level, anything above a 214 is a fair guess. So if you want in the chat, just take a guess at what you think Ink's final time might be.
Okay, well, it's not looking good for a 214. I'm just gonna say
no. Well, yeah, anything can happen, which is unfortunate. But
I'd say guess anywhere under 214.
Update your guesses. I wonder if there's anything else about Pianta 5. So yeah, there was probably a lot to cover with Pianta 5 there, because there was the Yoshi skip as well. But yeah, Ink performed early cycle quite well, and that's he saved a lot of time in doing so. So
dude,
it was great. That was unlucky.
I just had an enemy spawn under me, which is also like I never have that happen. That's crazy.
So a 210. I mean,
given the circumstances, it's not the worst.
Yeah. So I think the world record for this, for that IL is
2024.
Yeah. I fetch and.
Or was it 2023? I think it's
2023 because
to cap off the year, you got the exact year.
Yes, that's right, and that was very.
I got one more chance of this backflip. Let me just real quick do it for real now. All
nice.
Right. For real.
All right, so that's those inputs are frame perfect.
Yeah, it's 3 frame perfect ones, I think. 'Cause it's the normal glitch backflip hover thing, but you have to release the trigger frame perfect too.
Yeah, that is very challenging.
Instant kill.
Stylish.
And nice instant kill to top off Pianta. So
yo, take that, Shadow Mario.
Overall, that was pretty clean Pianta. I think. Everything I'd say went well.
I think it went well.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, now we're finished with Pianta, and next is we're moving on to Pinner.
We're gonna do Honey Skip.
Before we even get to Pinner, we're doing a strat called Honey Skip, where we are going to skip a cutscene that would normally play when we enter the Pinner loading zone.
I'm gonna have to do it again.
That's all right. You basically have to clip in like an out of bounds area in the building, and then meticulously hover and basically allow Mario to die on the same frame that he enters the cutscene, and this skips it. You ideally would save about 15 seconds if done optimally, but with that short mistake,
probably lost about 15 instead. But it's fine.
Yeah. But he got the strat. So you know that when you spawn on top of the cannon, sometimes the cutscene just replays. That means you didn't get it, and
or you can die and then re-enter the plaza and then have to do it all over again.
Mm-hmm.
But that went well. So this level, this one is just skill. There's no like real luck involved. But it's very precise. I can try.
Okay.
So there's like a cycle that you can make where you have to hit Mecha Bowser 4 times. And you can make a cycle where you hit him with all the first 3 rockets and get a 4th one early. And I'm gonna try to go for like a super fast version of that strat. So I should hopefully hit all 4.
Early grab, nice.
Okay, well I can't do the early 4th shot, but it was still fast cycle. So
yep, that was well done.
Yeah, the way that I do it, I learned a like IL individual level specific strat. Did we ever explain what IL was?
We didn't, but I can briefly touch on that. So
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I guess within the Mario Sunshine community, there's like a subset of, I guess, runners who grind ILs, so they're your individual levels. So basically each, it's in the name, individual level can be played, and people grind for records in those and such. And I would say that with the recent 112 grind and shift, there's been a lot of people implementing IL, what were thought to be IL only strategies into RTA.
Like, I'm gonna do one actually real quick, then to the cannon where I spin jump dive. Most people do a backflip dive or a side flip because it's more consistent, but I try to do a slightly more optimal spin jump dive. I think I'm the only runner that does that. It's very risky, but it saves like a tiny bit.
At this stage, I think you are, yeah, because it would save about, optimally, it would save about only 0.2, but there is a bit of risk involved because it does make it easier for you to bonk on the mole, which is interesting. But if you learn a strat, you get consistent at it, then hey, it ends up being a free time save. So, but that's the reality with what the grind for 112 was like. It was really about trying to implement these IL only strategies, and then it
was about consistency for a while, just getting like really consistent fast levels down, but 112 was a little bit farther.
You worked on the ILs like kind of separately from any percent?
I did a lot of ILs, just practicing levels on their own before I got onto grinding for 112. Yeah. I did today too, just before doing the level, or doing certain levels. I had to practice certain levels for a run.
Right on, I gotcha.
Right now we're seeing, speaking of ILs, like a very semi-competitive IL in Pinner 3. So this is another one that showcases the really, I guess, the elegant Mario Sunshine movement. And that was executed very, very cleanly. Wow, a lot for me to cover there, but basically...
it's a cycle-based level. All of Pinna is cycle-based.
Awesome.
If I did the beginning slightly faster, I would have been too early. If I did it slightly slower, I would have been too late to make the boat cycle, because I had to hop off of the end of the boat to get up to that caged coin. Every level in Pinna has something to do with the cycle, which makes it like an actual gauntlet of a world in any percent at least.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
This one is just about
this cycle level.
This one's just about getting all the turtles in one big cycle. But there is RNG on whether your water wakes them up, keeps them sleeping. This one should be good.
Any turtles in chat?
There we go.
Any turtles. So one cycle there. Ink used some ground pound damage boosting to make that faster. It can be quite specific. The timing of those ground pounds is quite specific. You can you can stun the turtles if you aren't in a ground pounding animation, which is it can lose a lot of time. So yeah, that was well done. So yeah, you would lose up to about 10 seconds if you didn't get one cycle.
We got it, baby. So easy. Okay. So we're onto the hardest level, in my opinion, out of the entire run. I'll quickly touch up on... This level is skipping episode 5, and we're skipping straight into episode 6's secret, holding left. We have to enter 3 to do it. This level went through a couple changes for the 112 grind, if you want to try explaining that.
Yeah, sure. So we're going to Pinner 3 now, and this is a trick called Early Yoshi Go Round, another pretty old and iconic trick. Basically, runners used to... you just have to, essentially chaperone one of these stews over, and you're clipping through the park gate, because you can actually enter the Pinner 6 loading zone, which, as you said, allows you to skip pin of 5. And previously, we used to use... Oh, wow, just too fast for me to explain. Essentially, Ink's just done what's called the 1 stew 1 pound variation.
I was supposed to
strat.
save before this just to be safe too. I forgot. But you know what?
Hey, you're doing well. Keep the momentum up.
Daredevil.
So, yeah, that was well executed. And essentially, that saves a good chunk of time if done optimally, up to 5 seconds.
I'm not committing to it. You know what? No, I'm not doing it. I almost did it.
I had... that was another IL strat Ink was attempting there.
I've done it in runs and during events before, but it's like, this one's a bit different because if I screw it up, it's like, it's frame perfect, and with nerves, it's just not doable.
Props for going for it.
But that strat's basically doing a very specific spin jump into like a frame perfect triple jump into a near frame perfect spin dive, just so you can barely make a 2-second faster cycle. But it's when you're nervous and you go for something like that, I don't know, it's too easy to screw up. I could have done it. I could have. I had the opportunity.
Oh, you absolutely could have done it. I believe.
It just wasn't happening, but that's fine. There's also a instant kill strat for Pinna 7 that only me and another runner, Audio Killers, have done in runs before, where you can spin jump dive, ground pound, spray Shadow Mario to kill him. I can't do it, so I'm not going to try it, but there is a really fast kill that has been done that's IL exclusive in a couple runs, where you can, instead of waiting for him to run down one of these paths, you just ground pound kill him at the beginning, which is, I think it's 2-3 seconds faster or something. I keep trying to split. But yeah.
Yeah, something along those lines, but it's...
if the 111 grind happens, it'll be done.
Yeah, maybe. Not anytime soon.
Slightly faster movement to Rico. I think it was found by Pumps Over Gains. Found some slightly faster movement to enter Rico where you do a triple jump after a spin off the cannon. Before we did something else where we did a similar movement, but we didn't triple jump. We would dive and then do a spin across to enter. Tiny time saves. Do I do box triple? Yes, I do. It's just so easy.
Nice. Very clean.
Another IL strat.
You're going so fast. There's just
dude. I don't know what's going on.
You're full of surprises, Ink.
So that was another, IL strat. You're not going to go for the brand new Rico one, are you?
I wanted to, but I didn't get the instant spray on him, so I couldn't.
Yeah. I don't even understand how that strat works.
There's a new IL strat for this, yeah.
I just was going to touch on the entry a little bit.
Go for it.
The speed double into the box triple jump there is, another sort of 112 It's sort of 112 exclusive territory. It's really fast when executed properly because Mario is just going in a straight line. It's pretty easy to mess up though, but no, Ink did that very well. And then the blooper fight itself is does also have some optimizations involved, like how far away you grab the mouth of Koopa Blooper there is really important. And a lot of runners found that they were losing a lot of time to their blooper fight just by not doing it optimally. But once they understood it, it's ends up being free time save. So that was also a very important discovery.
So everybody kind of adopted it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right
on. This level you're supposed to ride bloopers, but we're just gonna skip them because it's faster to just use Mario and just go. Well, okay, maybe if you don't bonk, but it's faster to just use Mario and just slide your way in.
Yep. And even in the race, avoid using the blooper. If chat wants to, you can quickly guess a time. Anything probably between 16 to 20. So we're going to So Ink's just hovering around trying to hit these checkpoints, and ooh, little dry slide there. But yeah, pretty. That's a fun IL, very popular one too. A lot of people. I mean, most levels with an in-game timer are grinded heavily as ILs. But yeah, that one in particular is very fun, and I think Fetch holds that record.
Does he hold it? Oh yeah, he does, doesn't he?
16:08, which is very fast.
Dude, I forgot that he got that. That was pretty recent, wasn't it? Wasn't it like last year? Am I crazy?
I'll say so. Yep, let's say a year ago.
This level's RNG. Where the crane is on a cycle that's luck-based on like where it starts. I just mistimed my input. Okay, well, this is new territory for me. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. So the crane cycle normally is RNG on how good it is. Sometimes it's really fast and ends up in a position where you can't bounce off it to get to the underside of that cage. Sometimes it's in a good position for it. Normally you're supposed to climb up a whole elaborate scaffolding setup to get up there, but we just skip right underneath it. I still don't understand why they exactly left the underside open. I guess just to escape, but...
In case you get stuck in a different episode and there's no shine.
Okay, I just dropped the spin, so I'm gonna try, like, just doing another one.
Okay, good backup. Time for Rico for another difficult secret level.
Okay, I'm mistiming a lot of inputs, so... Okay, well, we'll just try it again. Don't worry about it, we'll just try it again. It'll be easier this time.
For sure.
Another cycle-based level. We're trying to make it to the end on a certain cycle. If you mistime a few inputs, it usually just makes it near impossible.
Yeah.
Which is why
nerve-wracking.
It can be on a pace sometimes. It's pretty bad, but it's often the death of a lot of runs, unfortunately.
Wow,
it's very precise.
Good job.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, in tandem with the entry, which is also pretty difficult, so... but yeah, we made it out, so...
We're all good.
Rico 5. Rico 5, are we going for instant climb on the chimney?
We're going for instant climb.
Okay, so this is another sort of minor time save, yeah. This is something you might see a few top runners do now. And it's another Gooper Blooper fight. So same sort of principle as the first one. That was the climb there. Well done. Yeah, the fight's kind of the exact same as what we saw in Rico 1. So I think you just have to pull his mouse more.
Yeah. It's also, this one's unfortunately also slightly luck-based on how the water hits him. Sometimes when you spray him as you're making your way over, it doesn't hit him. Sometimes it does really early. If you hit him like really early, it's really hard to make it work because he'll throw his tentacles at you and you'll bounce off him and it makes the whole fight awkward, but...
I hate it when the run punishes you for doing something early.
That's the thing. There's a lot of cycles in this run that if you can go too fast and fall, or you can go too fast and slip. It's kind of punishing, but it's not often that there's levels like that.
Yeah, we're rolling through this. You're doing well, Ing.
Thank you. I'm trying my best, that's for sure.
I guess another thing to point out about Rico as a world as a whole is that there isn't a whole lot of RNG involved, besides the crane in Rico 3, which is depends how you look at it. It can be considered quite negligible. It's not a major RNG factor. So most runners, find Rico as sort of like a comfort world. They just get to play through the levels and, with their skill.
This one's just grab coins on a blooper. It's just about optimizing the lines to each coin. Nothing too crazy.
Surf's up. Let's go.
And Ink's on the green blooper here, and that's for a very particular reason. It's because it has the best handling as opposed to the yellow.
I'm surprised I grabbed that. I thought I missed it, dude. That's crazy. That coin is really hard to get. A lot of people
will crash into the submarine.
Yeah, a lot of people crash into it. When you're really nervous, it's really hard to control the blooper. And a lot of people crash into the sub trying to grab it because it's too hard to navigate when your hands are shaking. I'm going to try to do an instant kill on Rico 7. I'm debating which strat, but I think I'm going to go for the fastest strat, which is like jump dives. There's a couple ways of doing the instant kill, but I'm going to go for the fastest one just because it's the one I know better.
So I call this $14.99.
Well, I tried.
Not quite.
There's a backup to just get him at the top of the ramp, so we're good. That would have been
normally
crazy
you would,
to get, though.
Yeah, it would have been. I think you're one of the only runners who goes for that instant kill as well. But yeah, knocking Shadow Mario down at the top of the ramp there is what you would normally hope for if you're not going for the instant kill. So as long as he doesn't go running away and climbing up the chimney and up on the scaffolding, then
unfortunate.
It's good.
That Pianta never stops there, like ever. It's very rare when he's blocked my path. Take a slightly longer turn to get around him. That's funny because I think I've only had him stop on the end of the dock like twice ever. It's kind of it's fine.
Stop
this is just a movement. Yeah. So this level's just movement. There's nothing luck-based. It's just a movement-based level. It's kind of difficult, so I don't want to go for the IL strat, but I kind of do. I might try it. Depends on how my beginning goes. I might try to go for it.
Yeah, I go for it.
We'll see. That'd be fun, though. I can try it.
Yeah, up to you.
Nice.
I got it, but it wasn't that fast, but I got it. But you know what? We'll take it.
Yes.
Do we know what cycle we're on at the top here?
I don't know, but I'm gonna do the glitch wall kick regardless. If it dies, hey, I tried.
Yeah.
Okay, well that wasn't gonna work, so we're just gonna play it safe now.
The good thing there was you were, by going for that speed spin / butt slide strat on the first block, you were pretty ahead of the conventional fastest RTA cycle, and so even though you missed that GWKD, you still made the cycle fine, which is good. So it was pretty lenient for you there, which is good. But yeah, there is a much faster cycle which you would combine with that butt slide strat.
I don't think I could have technically done it because I didn't get very much speed off the spin. But it's a really fast cycle if you get that really fast spin into a glitch dive at the top. But I really don't think I think I would have had to slow down regardless.
I'm
so glad I got that. I've been failing this in runs for the past month, dude.
Ooh, let's go.
So that's the easiest instant kill, debatably, in the game. But it's kind of deceptive sometimes. Because sometimes it just doesn't work. I don't know why.
It doesn't feel like it today sometimes.
He'll go running and then the game would lag because if he gets to all the buildings around Bianco, the game just does not handle it very well.
This is also slightly faster movement from Pumps. Pumps Over Gains did optimizations on some of the Delfino Plaza stuff.
Delfino.
Yeah, he started optimizing some little things in the plaza over, I think, last year. And so that was just slightly faster movement. I don't know how much it exactly saves, but it is a decent amount for a tiny change.
It's also quite a consistent way of getting the banana down.
Yeah, I find it a lot more consistent personally.
It is time for Manta though, so this will need a big explanation. So another RNG. This is the worst level in the game.
Every Manta has a random way of moving and going, and every time it splits, it has a random way of splitting off into smaller Mantas, so we just have to pray that it's okay here.
Okay, fingers crossed.
This is an okay
Cutlass
first split.
Yeah, they're turning towards you, which is what we want. And now we just spam spray until
it should be okay.
It's looking good.
That's okay. I think that should be all of them. If that one would go down.
Ooh.
Oh, I missed one.
No.
Okay, well, it wasn't very lucky, to be fair. I tried to make it work, though.
Now that they're all pink, they're going to start heading towards Mario. But yeah, ideally with Manta, you want to just basically break them all into these tiny ones as fast as you can so that they start heading towards you, and then yeah, easier to just defeat them.
That's all of them, I think. I don't play with game audio, by the way. I do not play with sound. So some levels like Manta or timed levels where like Serena 6, I just don't know. I have to watch the timer or pray that I got all the Mantas, which it's just myself slowing myself down at that point, but I personally prefer playing without audio.
Yeah, that is so surprising. Like, you don't need any audio cues or anything.
No, so there's some audio cues that would be helpful, specifically in Eel later on, but
Wild.
I've been so used to playing without audio that when I play with it, it's a little bit awkward.
Oh, geez. What about, like, if you're playing the game casually, or do you not do that anymore?
If I play casually, I still play casually sometimes.
Okay, right.
But I would play with audio for that. It's
Okay,
just when I
cool.
speedrun, I have a harder time when I'm listening to the game now.
Yeah, it helps you stay more focused to just have it a bit quiet.
Yeah.
Serena 2?
Yep.
Another secret level. Difficult entry there. That's your boo bounce strat. So that was well executed, and now we have a secret. Yeah, this one's pretty difficult, but could be no issues for Ink.
Yeah, I'm not going for any crazy strats. There's 2 different IL strats you can do in this level to save like several seconds, but they're both like ridiculously hard. And it's like you will lose the run if you fail either of them, pretty often at least. But I couldn't go for either of them. I thought about it. Even for the event, I was thinking about it, but the risk is you'd die at the very end of the level, and that's a lot of time to risk throwing. But you can do a strat where you butt slide off the last platform and just skip all the way to the sand blocks.
Relatively new. It's some runners have gone for it in runs and done it well, so props to them. But
yeah, notably, it's been the Japanese players have started like really experimenting with it, and I was actually shown that they have like a specific visual cue that they've been using to do it, and they've well, that's unfortunate. But they've been pulling it off in runs, which is kind of crazy. I have to look into it.
We might see it more consistent, you know. We might see it used in runs in the future, which would be really exciting. Anyway, during that time, we managed to get the Serena 3 shine. That's a very short shine there. It's, use a banana to clip through a wall, basically, and grab the shine. Normally, you'd need Yoshi. You need to find a pineapple somewhere in the hotel and traverse your way through the attic, all this nonsense. But banana, easy.
Simple, simple. So I'm still debating doing the double butt slide. So there's a strat at the end of this level's secret where you can do a butt slide to save like 2 seconds. And I'm considering doing it, but the risk is restarting the whole level, so I might not actually go for it. I honestly don't know. We'll see how I feel.
You're like the internal conflict with yourself today. So,
yeah, I was planning on just doing all the crazy stuff that I possibly can. But it's like, okay, well, now I kind of need to.
Are we gonna go for it now?
Okay.
Probably.
So I guess the first part of this episode does involve what's called casino skip. So this is just we skip doing all this casino related stuff because it's RNG. So thank goodness for that skip. Yeah, now time for the butt slides.
I'm gonna try a double and see what happens. If it doesn't work the first time, I won't do it the second. Okay, well, I won't do it for the second time.
I was unlucky. So, yeah, you need to sort of generate a lot of speed by like sliding, and if you time a spin jump with quite meticulous A presses well enough, then yeah, you gain a lot of speed and you just fly to the shine essentially.
How many lives do I have?
I think 2.
I have 2, okay. I had to pause to find out. I have to be safe.
Yeah, so this is your conventional ending for Serena 4. It's, yeah, you sort of preserve speed by using like the slope part of that cube, and then you just do a loose spin jump and make it to the end. But going for the butt slide would save, I think you mentioned, about 2 seconds.
Yeah, I have a really hard time doing it. I used to be pretty consistent at it, but I started working on like IL exclusive movement to get a really good IL time, and it kind of ruined my muscle memory for doing the double butt slide. But I still try to go for it every now and then.
It's like easy to psych yourself out too. Like if you mess up something you're not used to messing up, and then it's like cursed forever.
That's kind of what happened. Was I threw a few PB potential runs to it, and then I just kind of couldn't do it anymore. But I think if I just practice it, I'll get back to it.
Yeah, for sure.
So this is King Boo. So this is the roulette wheel and slot machine. So this is literal gambling. Either I end up with a crazy time with no extra spins, or he'll keep spinning the slot machine. And we're just going to see how many times he does extra cycles. So we're on 1 right now.
We're starting with an extra cycle. Yeah, I can explain the mechanics of this level. 2 already.
Here we go.
So basically, we want King Boo to roll 3 fruit so that we can use the pepper to attack him.
Dude,
we already have 3 extras.
Oh no.
So for the first roll, it can be anything. So we finally got fruit after 3 attempts. So we cancel by going underneath King Boo. We cancel the cycle.
I can try it, cancel. I can try a cycle skip. So there's a rare chance that when you go underneath King Boo to cancel his forced extra spin, that he'll come up with a fruit cycle anyway. But it's a 1 in 64 chance. So it's not, and it loses a little bit to go for, so it's not really. Okay, well, I'm gonna be honest. This is a very unlucky run overall so far. I'm trying so hard, man. What is going on?
Boo! Come on.
Oh, what are we at? 5?
We're at like 5 and a failed cycle skip. Oh no!
Give us the fruit.
I missed on my jump.
Hopefully we get after every fruit cycle is a guaranteed non-fruit cycle. Unless we try to cycle skip. Hopefully 1 in 64, no. Damn.
It's unfortunate.
Props to you for going for those cycle skips.
I mean, I don't have anything to lose, man. Like,
that's
no, dude. How is this happening? What is that, 6?
6 or 7.
I got 6
This
extra cycles. Dude,
Yeah.
bad V Uncle 5, 6 extras. An unfortunate run, but you know, okay. I also don't have peppers because he threw them under him and behind him. They are both behind him. Okay. Well, you know what? I tried my best. I don't know what to say.
Super Mario Sunshine.
That's why Boo is the king, right?
So this is why you don't run Super Mario Sunshine. I'm just kidding.
Or that.
This is what makes the world record grind really difficult at this point. Because when the world record was 113, RNG was still a big factor, but you could still get a couple extra cycles. You'd be okay. But now it's like you kind of need none, or at best 1, or at the most 1. And so it really matters. That was reminiscent to my best pace, though. That just reminds me of my best pace, which lost to 7 extras, which I think this was only 1 behind.
The next, I guess, we'll talk about Serena 6 now. So this, I guess I never really touched on the version differences that that runners sort of can choose from. But so we're playing on the Japanese version here, and this makes Serena 6 much more strict. So basically, we use our spam sprays to clean up all the goop, but on the JP 1.0, this is much more strict. You need to clean like pretty much all of the goop, make sure it's all disappeared. There's more leniency involved in the PAL and NTSC EU versions. So as we can see,
as you can see, I got a lot of invisible goop, so there's nothing visible on the beach, but it still counts as goop. It's a JP exclusive thing.
Yeah, it's very annoying, but
I don't think there's anything
get times. Like that looked completely fine. That looks like you cleaned up everything, but the timer was still running, and so that's.
It's funny because the Switch version has the opposite problem, where instead of invisible goop, there's a chance that the game thinks that all the goop's instantly gone at random. So the Switch version, instead of having invisible goop, has like a chance of just finishing the level randomly, instantly.
Good old 3D All-Stars. Anyway, Serena 7. Going for an insta-kill?
Yep, I need to hear the wheat. I couldn't hear it, but that's okay.
Nice!
So that's a IL instant kill as well. I don't know if anybody else goes for it and runs.
Oh, wow.
I think I'm the only one, but...
You are just a daredevil. I'll say it again.
That's what he's known for.
For the event, I had to go for everything. I had to try at least.
Yes, and we appreciate it.
Okay, don't re-enter. I almost re-entered. I was gonna go for my movement and just completely forgot that I was doing that and then mixed up movements. I found a 0.2 time save with movement to Noki, the tiniest time save. And I normally would go for it, but I just mistook it for a different strat.
Yeah, we've made it to the last world now. So Noki Bay, starting off with Noki 1. This is another fan favorite IL. This is a good sort of test of movement. The flood mechanics. So well executed by Ink. You want to get up to this mole as quick as you can to make what's called your first cycle, which is when as soon as you land, the mole will throw the bomb immediately. So Ink managed to get that and basically did it optimally. No further explanation needed. That was
It's just a movement level. It's the cycle level, but it's all movement, so... There's a couple fast strats, but at this level you can be too fast and still make the same cycle anyway, so... No point in really adding extra movement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can do the bare minimum with sort of optimal strats and make the same cycle as someone who just, I don't know, tries to save those frames.
Noki 2 is another movement level. I'm going to try to go for an instant spring throw at the end. where you throw the spring early instead of setting it up, flip through a wall. But it should be fine. This is another movement-based level. Okay. Unfortunate. Nice.
Nice.
So normally you run up against that corner and then throw the spring to consistently get the clip to work. But there's a way of throwing it early, just timing a really early throw to save a tiny bit of time and clip a little bit earlier.
It's a cool looking clip.
Now on Noki 3. So far, no sort of, luck, anything too difficult in Noki so far. Just good movement levels. Noki 3 is similar, but using a different mechanic. So we're going to use Flood to collect 8 coins. This level has been optimized. The turns and the Y cams involved are very, very crucial to saving frames, and I'm sure Ink knows how to do this one pretty effectively. We do have Eel coming up next, so that'll need
I'm mostly worried about Eel, if I'm being honest.
What's the deal with Eel?
So, okay, well, if I grab this coin. So, Eel, you're supposed to clean all of his teeth, and some of them, if you spray them, I believe force him to go back into hiding. So the idea is to try to clean all of his teeth in one big cycle, or as many as you can. And normally what runners go for is 6 tooth, where he cleans 6 of his teeth, and then he tries to eat you, and then you go back to cleaning the last few of his teeth. But I think it was as of last year-ish, a runner by the name of Orange started doing 7-tooth and runs, where you get 7 of his teeth instead of 6 in one cycle, and it saves like 4-ish seconds.
Oh, cool.
And with that, other runners at the top level started following suit because it is 4 seconds. But the issue with this cycle is it's very tight. You can be too fast and too slow, and I think it's within like half a second or a second that you can be either too fast or too slow.
Okay.
So it's pretty precise. I'm gonna hopefully get it. Worst case is too slow and do 6 tooth, or no, hopefully worst case. But the absolute worst case is I do it too fast and I have to wait like 30 seconds-ish for him to come out of hiding.
All right, here we go.
I was too slow. That's okay.
Too slow.
Okay, because the backup is to just have him eat you again, and then
do the cutscene skip as normal.
I got air damage, and it still worked.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yo, nice.
Quite lucky.
That was lucky. So sometimes if you get air damage, I think right after bonking the tooth, it cancels the cutscene skip. So you end up forcefully watching the cutscene or something like that. But I got air damage before bonking the tooth. So I was just able to use that damage to cancel the cutscene. It's a very weird... I don't fully understand how it works. It's a very
but
weird...
it worked, and that's the important thing.
Yeah, I got it. You know what? That's good enough. Another Piantissimo where we just reassign to save a little bit. Only 3 levels to go. And then Corona.
Wow. How are you feeling, Ink? Are you getting tired?
I'm fine. I mean, I feel like I've played pretty well, so I'm okay.
Nice, yeah, you're doing great.
There isn't much to talk about with Noki 5, but I guess we can allude to the next level, which is Noki 6.
Yeah. All I'm doing in this level is just talking to a sign. That's it.
Yeah. But basically what we saw in Pianta 2 from earlier. Stand in a specific spot, and then. Oh, we're actually gonna bonk. You're gonna do the bonks.
Yeah, you're gonna. I'm gonna jump dive into the flag to land on the shine. Hopefully. Yeah, you want to explain Noki 6 and like the entry and the cycle I'm gonna go for.
So basically, Noki 6 is which is the next level, is very challenging, and it has two parts: the entry and the secret. Both have, I guess, seen developments.
I'm too close to bonk, aren't I?
Oh, you might be. I would still try it.
I'm trying. No way that works. Okay, well that's new to me.
Ooh, something
you can
new.
be touching the flag and still get it. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Okay, so just very quickly, a runner by the name of Nanashi sort of pioneered these new rope movements at the beginning of the next level. Runners opt for it, others don't. It is...
I'm not.
Maybe at most a point...
It's like a 0.5 time save, I think.
Yeah, 0.5 time save if done optimally. But Ink prefers the old ropes
I
method,
cannot get the new one to work. It's very precise.
To each their own. I've choked runs doing the new method, so, you know, I think what you're doing is what works for you, and that's totally fine.
Yeah, all I want to do is finish the run without throwing it all away to something that I definitely don't.
Now, hopefully, we will see what is known as Galapagos cycle.
Hopefully.
I'll just let Ink just play and take it away.
Oh, I mean, you could explain it, maybe. I'm sure that's fine.
So I guess, yeah, so, you know, green cycle is what we're conventionally used to, which is what Ink has just done there with that spin jump dive onto the rotating
Well, I can't do it now.
And then...
No.
Oh, that's all right. But yeah, basically, what's the Galapagos movement refers to the fastest known RTA cycle for this level. And not many runners attempt it because this is the second last or third last stage in the game. And it's Noki 6 is, you know, renowned for being one of the most difficult stages.
A lot of runs have been lost Noki 6. I'm going to try to do an instant kill real quick in Noki 7. I'm going to do a backflip kill, hopefully. Another orange strat. Nice! Oh, I'm so glad I got that. So, if you don't get the instant kill, he'll just walk up to the little pond on the land over there. And you just knock him down there. Worst case is you don't quite knock him down when he just climbs up on land, and he climbs up the map for about, I don't know, 10 seconds, and there's nothing you can do about it.
What? That is weird.
So, I was a little bit worried of that happening, but we're good.
Yeah, like on record pace, or any pace for that matter, it's the most nerve-wracking Shadow Mario insta-kill. A lot of people attempt it now because that particular strat where you do the backflip, it has a bit of consistency to it. That might be hard to believe, but yeah, if you really practice that, then
the backflip's very consistent, I find personally.
But yeah, so we've finished all the worlds, all episode 7, so now we're doing Corona Mountain. I'm just gonna go for fast Corona strats here.
Yeah, it's a little bit luck-based with the water slides that I'm doing, but it's fine.
Nice, that was well done. Now onto fast boat.
Yeah, nothing crazy. This is the same as it was years ago. Nothing's changed here either.
This level still makes me nervous, though.
I mean, it's definitely really easy to lose a run to, but it's not the worst level for me personally. Like, I'll be honest, I find Noki 6 a lot more nerve-wracking than Corona nowadays.
What's happening here? It's like hot tubbing?
Hot tubbing.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we're about to... Yeah, I guess time's coming up in like probably about 30 seconds.
Yeah, after I hit
now
the fifth post. I just hit the first one.
Yeah.
Just got 4 posts to go.
RNG involved with these with the goop. There you are.
You know, it fits the theme of the run of RNG, you know, like it's kind of expected at this point. So the goop is just RNG whether it hits you. Dude, if that one got me.
Imagine.
And
all right, we're almost done.
No, come on.
Of course.
All right.
You got
and time.
Hey,
GG.
Wow. So how are you feeling, Ink? How do you think you compare to some of your other runs?
I mean, I think I played pretty well for the most part. Apart from going for strats that I shouldn't have. I think I played pretty well. I think the only thing that was really like detrimental in any way was just luck somehow, but that's fine. I think I played well. I feel good about it.
I mean, it seems like this game does require, you know, a certain amount of luck. So I think you did great with what the game decided to give you today. Well done, Ink.
Thank you.
Do you have any shout outs or anything you want to give before we close up shop tonight?
I can shout out the Sunshine community. They are, if anybody wants to learn Sunshine, we're always open to help new runners. And I guess Urbani for commentating. I appreciate you commentating.
You're welcome.
And yeah, GDQ.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you guys having us on. It's so cool to be here.
Oh, for sure. Thank you both so much for being here. And I do want to say to all of you watching, if you did enjoy this run of Super Mario Sunshine, make sure you follow the runner at twitch.tv/inkstarlum, as well as commentary at twitch.tv/Urbani. Do we have more Sunshine runs to look forward to?
Oh yeah, I'm still going to be grinding for a mid to low 112, so I'm still working on that pretty much daily.
Oh, daily.
If anybody's interested.
Wow.
Trying my best. I'm trying.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, thank you again so much, Ink, Urbani, for being here. Thank you all for watching. That is going to be a wrap on tonight's episode of Time Capsule. Again, make sure you follow Inkstarlum and Urbani here on Twitch. And I've been your host, Smooth Operative. Thanks again for watching. If you're interested in submitting your own speedrun for the show, you can always use the command !Time Capsule right here in our Twitch chat. Or come find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/SmoothOperative, and we can talk about it. For more hotfix, check out the VODs on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/gamesdonequick. And if you are watching this on YouTube from the future and you had fun with us, be sure to press the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and maybe join us in the Twitch chat sometime if you feel like it. If you just got here and you missed out on our hotfix shows tonight, stay tuned. We are going to have a replay of RNG and Time Capsule coming up right after the break. Take it easy, everybody. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Thanks, everyone.